And if who you are does not align with me, then we don't need to be friends or in a relationship. I don't ever want nobody to have to change who they are to fit in a box of what I need them to be. I don't want that. I don't ever want nobody to feel like they got to fit in a box. You get what I'm saying? I just don't want that. That's friendships. That's even my children. You know, when my children were younger, and I used to be like, even if you can't talk to me about something, find a trusted adult to talk to, because I never wanted them to feel in a box. I never felt like if you go and talk to Nana or you go talk to your TT and you don't feel like you could talk to me, I never felt like, oh my God, why wouldn't you tell me this? I'm your mother. You know what I'm saying? Is he cool? He don't give a fuck about me liking no goddamn videos. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the least of anybody worries. Like, if y'all worried about motherfuckers liking a thirst trap, y'all got a long way to go when it comes to a relationship. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. With as much porn and corn and as much videos and as much shit on social media, if y'all biggest problem in y'all relationship is somebody liking a thirst trap, you ain't ready for no relationship. You're not. You're not ready for a relationship. You just not. If that's your biggest worry, trying to control what a motherfucker do, they'll just go do it behind your back. Well, I mean, they'll just do it anyway. They're gonna do it anyway. They just get a burner phone and like it from there. The fuck? Right. Right, Miss Miami. Right. One of his best friends is a woman. I don't think, Miss V, that's what it was though. Like, I don't think that it was like, you have to understand, everything just happened what, last week or the week before last? Not even, it ain't even been 2 weeks, right, Miss V? The girl was sitting in my panel. How was he supposed to know? That, like, he don't be on TikTok. He's not in TikTok fucking shit. He not in TikTok drama. I got a motherfucker sitting in the panel. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck is he supposed to know who ops, who cops, who go together, who don't go together, who friends, who? So, and even then, like, let's just say me and Tish cool, right? And then me and Tish fall out. That mean he got to go find the picture that he liked on Tish thing and unlike it because now me and her are beefing. Why the fuck he got to go through that shit? For what? So now he got to go through all the shit he liked on her page. You get what I'm saying? And hurry up and unlike it before. Right. Don't even remember the shit. I'm not finna be I'm not finna be fighting him for that shit. I'll be damned. We'll be fighting every motherfucking day, every other week. I'm not doing that shit. So just leave the man alone. Leave the man alone. But that was that. And then what else? What else? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Um I love that y'all think y'all know me though. Move on. No, I'm just addressing some things that was on blogs. But yeah, I'm bothered. You bothered because you here. Because obviously you ain't been here from the beginning. Anything else, y'all, that I need to address before we start the show? Hey, Miranda. Let's not leave out the fact y'all wasn't together then. Right. We just started getting together. Right. Nothing else, y'all? Because I think I got Pretty Erica coming up. Did you see my message? Jackie, I didn't. And I don't even know if I have your number in my phone. I have to find your number. Yeah, we wasn't together. Thank you, Bessie. Anything else, y'all? I'm gonna take a break, y'all. If you're not bothered, why are they? Right. I don't know, Miss V. Um, I can't read you, but you are entertaining and I follow you, girl. Many people can't read me. But I'm really pretty much what you see is what you get. Yeah, I think Erica's coming on. Like I'm yeah, it's hard to yeah, it's really hard to read me. Cause I smile, I be smiling, and people would think that I'm happy, and I be going through a lot of shit. So, yeah, you probably can't, you probably won't be able to turn a negative into a positive. Since everyone got your addy, everyone needs to send a care package. No, sir, please don't do that, Chief. Please don't send me no care package to here. I have a PO box. Please don't tell people to do that because we have people that are creeps on this internet. Okay, I don't want no. I open up something to blow the hell up. No, thank you. No, thank you. Why'd I bring up the girls essay? Because I can. Um, people think we people think we are fake fictitious because of that. Well, yeah, I think people don't understand the stuff. I'm a Libra. People don't understand that the stuff that aren't you a survivor too. I am. I'm a survivor. Y'all didn't have to mute him. You have to mute him. I am a survivor. The same reason why a person throw up my daughter's essay. I don't think y'all understand. Let me put this to y'all real quick so y'all can understand me very clearly. Unmute them. Unmute them. Please unmute them. I don't think there's no such thing as too low. Right? However, that doesn't mean I won't respond to the low. There's a difference. Because if you go low, I'm going to hell. So when the moment my daughter was brought up, all gloves is off, all bets is off, boo. That's it. I'm going to expect y'all to do exactly what y'all do, but when I do it back, don't say shit. As soon as a motherfucker said, I ain't mad. Mike, who mad? As soon as a motherfucker said anything about my daughter, like, y'all not finna keep on bringing her into this shit, and she on here, gloves is off. I don't give a fuck about none of your trauma. I don't give a fuck about nothing that happened to you. I don't give a fuck about your dead mama, your auntie, your dead baby. I don't give a fuck. You, and that's why I tell people, ain't no motherfucking low to me. You come for mine, I'm coming for yours. So that's why I don't believe in off limit shit. Go ahead, bring it. Because I'm gonna go lower. Oh yeah, she definitely did. She definitely talked about my daughter. She said something about my daughter like a week ago. She said something about my daughter before that. She said something about my daughter right after her essay. Like, this not the first time. She said something about my daughter. I just saw a video in Peach Live when we was going at it, and she said something about my daughter. This ain't the first time she said something about my daughter. Like, I don't give a fuck about nobody talking about my kids, but don't think that I'm gonna not talk about yours. You can talk about my kids all you want to, but don't think that mean I'm gonna be sensitive to your shit. You feel me? Because I won't. Why you call 12 if it's no low for you? Just asking. Paper trail. When you grown and you got shit to lose, you always got to have a paper trail. I don't know. I don't think y'all smart enough for that. Paper trail. When you grown and you got shit to lose, you always keep a paper trail. So that way when a motherfucker pull up and you whoop their ass or you give them what they looking for, you already got a paper trail. That's why. See, as a kid, as a teenager, nah, you don't think about that shit. But when I got grown and actually had children and had shit to lose, oh, I'm putting this shit on paper. Yeah. I'm putting this shit on paper. So you come on and fuck around and find out. You come on and fuck around and find out. So that's why. It don't matter if she would or she wouldn't. I still keep it on paper. I might go on vacation. Still gotta have a paper trail. I might go to a meet and greet. Still gotta have a paper trail. Hazel, it's funny you said that, cause Proxy put up a video today. Yesterday. Proxy put up a video in her story. And to be honest, it's go to Proxy's story, not the actual videos that's on the page, but go to the actual story that she last posted, right? And in the story, it shows a series of events that went on with her and Petty, right? And I don't remember those live streams with Petty talking about it and the things that Petty was saying. I didn't remember that. I don't even think I was in those lives. But what I noticed is the comments. Go look in the comments of that video. I want y'all to go to the comment section of that video. And you'll be surprised what you see. The same motherfuckers that saying, oh, I support you. I believe I stand with you. Or the same motherfuckers laughing. Go to Proxy page. No smoke, Proxy. Go to Proxy page. Tuesday. Just go look at the video. It's in the story. Don't look. You can look at the videos, but it's in the story. It is pretty long, but it's worth it for me. I screen recorded it. Yeah. Just go. Yeah, you know how they got the stories and then they got the page. Yeah. Just go to that page and look at the comment section of the people that was laughing in their comments. So, okay. I'm waiting on Erica. I don't know if Erica coming. I was supposed to be on at 12, but I was getting my eyelashes done. So I'm just waiting. I told you guys it's not the what, it's never the what, it's always the who. Don't ever forget that. Hold on a second. You got Tyme on? Yeah. Oh, this one. Sorry. Thank you. I'm learning a lot from us as I grow on here. Thanks for having me. No problem. Yeah, he always blocked. Huh? What you say? Thank you, baby. No, we had X-Files yesterday. We had a good... X-Files was lit yesterday. X-Files was really good. Yesterday and Tuesday, X-Files was good. Yeah, we had X-Files. Yeah, we still did X-Files. Thank you. It's every Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, we got last day of school. Thank you. Coming up too. Yeah, y'all miss X-Files. I do need to repost it though. I did always me. I don't know what Erica is. Let me see if I email her and see if she's still coming. Because I wanted to talk about something that was on another live stream today too, a topic. So I got a couple things I want to talk about today. I just want to clear up some other stuff. I am. I'm pretty strong. I'm pretty tough. I'm pretty tough. Oh, that was another question about doxing. Me doxing somebody. I'm September 26th too. Um, all this stuff was on the blogs. I can't keep up with all this stuff. Yeah, I had a PO box. It's in my bio. Um, no, that was not the address that I told y'all yesterday was not a current. Yeah, I did, Jeff. No, Jeff. No, you didn't. Not today, Jeff. The address that I did yesterday was not a current address. That was a previous address. So no, I did not dox anybody. Um, we are at 7 o'clock. I did not dox anybody yesterday. I gave a previous address. I refused to give the current address, which I do have, but I did refuse to do that. And then there was another question that was asked about. Oh, it was a statement that was made that I pulled up information. I didn't pull up any information. All that information was emailed to me. So I didn't pull up not none. And I have proof of that if anything was ever come up. Yeah, that shit was emailed to me. I ain't have to look for none of that shit. Not none of it. I ain't have to go find none of that. That was all sent to me. Let me individual just deep when it comes to this damn app. We all have a real life. I will hope. Yeah, I think we all do. It be getting there, don't it? Okay, I got it. I think I got it. Yeah, it's at 7. Okay, let me find this email from Miss Erica. And I'm going to email her. Then I think I'm doing Jeff at 3. I was going to say I'm going to have to take a break. People hate you, they will send you shit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, also, yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna take a break in between. I gotta go get my toes done and stuff. So what I'm gonna do is, um, I'm gonna end the live about 4, and I'm gonna come back at 7. Okay, so I'm gonna end the live at like 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then I'm gonna go. I gotta go to the nail salon. You know, I'm do some things with my grand. Cause some of be on from 7 to 9. I'm gonna do some things with my grandson, and then I'll be back about 7. Come on, do these souls. So that's how we gonna do that. Okay. That way, you know, I ain't getting banned for driving or nothing like that, and trying to take y'all with me while I'm doing all of this shit. So, I just want to tell y'all that. So about 4 o'clock, I'm gonna end the live, and then I'm gonna come back. Journey. Um, I'm gonna get the same color as my nails on my toes. No, I don't get no acrylic on my toes. I get no chip, but no, I don't get no acrylic. No, absolutely not. Oh, that's cute, Dimples. Okay, where is this damn email at? And for Miss Erica, let me type it in. I don't know, Journey. God has definitely blessed me. God has definitely blessed me in the area of skin and skin tone. If I ain't got blessed with nothing else, he definitely blessed me with some beautiful skin. I will, Mew. Okay, let me find this. Mm, X Files. Yeah, he definitely blessed me. If he ain't do nothing else for me. Did I get your email, Glam? I probably did. Last night I just went right to bed, y'all. Um, so I gotta figure out something. I might have gotten it, Glam. I'm gonna go back and look again. I can't find her email. Okay, well we just gonna do some music. Oh, that's what I want to do. Thank you. You do, Proxy. They think you they think you working for me, Proxy. They think you working for me. I told you I love all the blogs. I love all the blogs. I don't care, good, bad, or indifferent. I love them all because they gonna show you. I got my nose pierced when I was 15. Hell yeah, my sister did it with a damn earring piercing gun. Hell yeah, it hurt it. And I had a big ass hole right here too. Hey, lollipop. Thank you, baby. My sister did it with the damn earring gun, and I had a big ass hole. You know, like the big, you know, when the earrings get in there, so it was a big ass, not a big hole, but you know that like imprint. No, it was just like that imprint because of the studs. She did it with a stud, so I hated the way it looked. They said that's that other drama page. I don't know about that page. Chicago. That page is a weird
What's up,
page. What's
T?
up? What's up? What's
Let
going
me
on?
see. I got jokes today. Let me see if I can get. I had to get my
All right.
get back on you. Hold up.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
I need. Wait a
Go
minute.
ahead.
Now I can't even bring up. How you bring the green screen up? Yeah.
You gotta. So you gotta push the camera button.
Okay. Let me see. Where the
The
camera?
effects.
But
Yeah, you push the
there. Okay.
camera.
There we go. I
You
got you
got it, and then
now.
you gotta make sure you save it.
Let me see. It's going down. See, because you was playing games, so I got to come with the. I got to come with the smoke. Hold up. Let me go find it real fast. I got you now.
Then you gotta save it. Make sure you save the look. Save
Yeah,
it.
who that is? Who that is looking toe up right there?
That's me right there. She cute though, New Jack.
Looking like you've been out all night long.
I probably was. I probably did an all nighter that night. God damn. What you
Right
think you
on.
you think you did you think you was gonna hurt my feelings?
I got it. I know how much you went. I ain't trying to hurt your feelings because you was trying to clown last time. But hey, look, I like your new hairdo. It
Thank
looks good.
you.
Yeah, you know, you looking fine as wine over there.
Thank you so
Everything.
much.
Like I said,
Thank
I could
you.
do your toes. You know what I mean?
Come
This.
do them.
You know, I got the pinky toe in the mouth treatment, girl. What you talking about?
I love when you come up here and try to clown me. It's so cute. I
Right,
see. I like it. I like it. But let
right
me
on.
move my cash app out the way.
I got look. I got to get back to work. I
Now,
just
how
wanted to
you
come.
gonna
I
get
mean,
me with my hair? How you
you know
gonna
how long
get
I've been waiting to
me
do that to you. I
with the
couldn't even go.
eyelash? With the eye, my hair sitting on my eyelash. You ain't shit.
Right on,
You
baby.
ain't shit.
You know I had to get my gift back. I had to get my gift back. I've been waiting a long time. I was like, damn, I need 500 more followers
You
before I can
see
do
me doing
this.
my hair, you damn it. Y'all stay trying to catch somebody off guard. I can't stand you.
Right on, baby. All right, let me get up out of here. You have fun tonight. Hey, enjoy
Okay,
the
baby.
Memorial
Happy
Day weekend.
Friday.
All right,
You
bye bye.
too. All right, bye bye. So cute. All right, y'all. Don't report him. He always do that. He come up here try to get me. Oh, what was I gonna do? Damn, y'all know I got ADHD. Okay, it's a video. Let me see if it's on this man page. It was a topic today they was talking about. And I wanted to talk about it. I don't even know if I got enough time to talk about it though. Hold on. Thank you, Zavina. Hold on. I can't show y'all the video because I don't want it to. Oh, somebody sent it to you, Zavina. Okay. So let me see if I can find it right here. Oh, yep. He got it on the page. So Lower them was talking about this morning, and I wanted to see how my group of people would handle it. So I'm finna let y'all hear it, and then I'm gonna open up the panel.
They got to take responsibility. And this is, y'all know I posted this video on Instagram because I was just so disturbed at what I heard because, and this is the blame. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna blame black men on this conversation here. They got to take responsibility for this shit here because ain't no motherfucking way in my household, especially, that I'm going to voluntarily give my daughter. Let me let y'all hear this shit first. A 13-year-old daughter asked for a vibrator. What does that conversation look like? Or what are your thoughts around introducing? Give it to her. Yeah. Amen. It's birth control, and it's natural, and it's normal. If I don't give it to you, you're going to find one of these nasty, dirty little boys and their dirty fingernails, and I just don't have time. Pleasure is peace. Maybe not give her, super duper strong vibration. We don't need a broken by the age 18. I've taught you guys, there's no broken. Hey, I posted this on Instagram because I was just utterly disturbed. I'm a mother, so this shit bothered me. And I literally had women justifying that this was the right thing to do. I had one say, and she's a fucking actress and she follows me. It's a lot of blue checks that follow me, okay? Actor Jasmine Walker says, no, I agree with them, Tasha. She says, I gave one to my daughter because if we are truly honest with ourselves, once puberty hits, the hormones are out of control. If I can help her manage them by giving her a vibrator, then I can postpone her urges to find out what sex is like. I made the right choice for my child. There's 100 mothers in there.
Chrissy, you agree? Come up.
They agree. I said, so you took the easy way out? And she goes, no. I just know what I would have wanted at 13.
All of y'all that agree, come up, and the people that disagree, come up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on up, y'all. Come on up. Let's talk about it. Because I wanted to see what my people would think about this. So, to sum it up, the lady bought her 13-year-old daughter a vibrator because, hold on. Hello? Say it again? Oh, okay. Okay, come up. Come in the panel. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, not outside.
Hey, T.
Hey, hold on 1 second. They talking about he was outside here. And oh, yes, he is. Hold on 1 second. Everybody blowing in the wind. Come on up, fill up the panel, y'all. Fill up the panel. Sleeping? When is the actual last day? Before the week?
Or the 12th.
Okay. Okay, so that's all. They still got some time then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mama,
What's up, baby?
why you let me for my prize?
What prize?
Hello.
You want to have a party for those stuff? It's supposed to be Thursday.
That's what I thought. And I asked him. I called and I asked him and they didn't tell me. That's what I thought.
It's supposed to be tomorrow.
What you said?
So I'm
Now,
definitely
see,
an advocate, and I agree
hold
with
on.
it. See,
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. I called the damn school because he was supposed to have a graduation May 24th, right? So when I called the school, I asked him, like, how many people could come to the little graduation? Oh, yeah. Go ahead. What? Go to the bathroom. When I called them and asked them how many people could come to the graduation, they're like, there is no graduation. That was for the. I know, I'm talking. I'm gonna call them and cuss them out today. It's like there is no graduation. There was one, for the older kids. So yeah, anybody could join. So the lady was like, he wasn't supposed to sit at home. Da 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 da. This is what the director told me. Now he just told me they had something at the school and all the parents was there, and I wasn't there. Do y'all know I go to every fucking event? I'm so annoyed right now.
Grandma,
Huh, baby?
can go, can go on my nana.
Did you go to that? What did your mama put you on? Here, let's change your clothes first.
Superhero.
Okay, y'all can go ahead.
Okay, so I got like cut off because you said hold on, so that's fine. No, but so I'm devil's advocate, and people fail to realize that one, toys come in different sizes. Now, 13 may be a little too young, but I honestly see nothing wrong with a parent getting a toy for a minor in exchange for teaching them what sex is. That way, they're not out here doing it with just anybody.
For me, the reason I agree with it is because growing up, my mom always claimed with the philosophy is, I'd rather you learn it from me than learn it out in the streets. And to me, if your child is asking about it, they're already curious. So nowadays, you need to be honest with your children. You need to talk to them about it. You might not be ready for it because they're so young and you think that they are so young. And I agree, that is young. But if your child is asking you questions, they're already curious. And if you don't answer them and talk to them about it, you're going to find the answers from somewhere else. And I rather my child be safe at home and learn her own body than go out in the street and experiment with somebody else. And they teach her wrong. I mean, that's one thing that we grow up with as women. We don't learn our bodies till later on in life. And because of that, a lot of times we end up sleeping around with different men and stuff like that, and they don't fulfill us any damn way. So that is also a way for a young lady to learn her body and knows what she likes and everything. Yes, it's young, but these kids are asking questions, and avoiding it and denying it is not helping anything.
Okay, so she gonna learn her body by something that's battery operated, something that only dies when the battery dies. Is that a way to learn it? Because a man don't work like that. And then you should be teaching your daughters to wait, and they learn each other. They teach each other. Because it's one thing to know yourself, how you like it, but to do it at a young age when you should be focusing on other things. Because guess what? You expect your daughter to use her body as what? You're not talking about a relationship. You're talking about sex.
Corey,
You're
are you
talking,
asking?
oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I ain't cut you off. I
Are
ain't
you
cut you
gonna
off.
keep? Are
I
you
did
gonna
not cut
teach
you
your
off.
little boy the
You can
same
wait. You
thing?
can wait to ask me questions. I ain't
Yeah,
teach my
are you gonna teach your little
listen,
boy the
you
same thing? Because
I'm
I'm
not
not gonna leave my
my
daughter
Corey, are you
whole
just gonna
sitting.
thing.
yell at everybody on the
Well,
panel, or are you gonna let people go in
Yeah,
order? Because
I'm
people
Well,
came
ashamed
y'all
the
in.
ain't letting
shit.
him
Other
finish
I'm
people,
though.
ashamed
Y'all,
the
he,
shit
other
but he
out
people
of
didn't
were
you
up here
interrupt
motherfuckers.
before
nobody.
him,
I'm
though.
But he
ashamed the
didn't
shit
interrupt
out of you
nobody though.
motherfuckers.
Hold on, Carly. He didn't interrupt nobody. So for y'all to say, "Are you gonna let anybody finish?" That lady got said everything that she needed to say, and then he started to speak, and y'all started to overtalk him because y'all don't agree. So allow him to finish what he's saying first. Go ahead, Kari.
Now, back to what I'm saying. To learn somebody in a relationship, y'all talking about, you're basically talking about if you learn yourself and the person you meet don't meet that standard, don't meet this and that, guess what? Move on to the next. Why? Because she knows herself. Oh, I can teach this person. Well, what if this person already been taught by somebody else? Everybody got a learning process, but if she don't get instant gratification in that moment from him, if she don't catch them orgasms, will she jump to another one? Y'all ain't teaching people the right way. Y'all ain't teaching people to hold on, find somebody that you can connect with. Sex is not just something physical, it's something mental. You can stimulate the mind mentally, and that's the problem. Y'all ain't teaching this stuff. It's the women that's out here talking about, oh, go get it how you want and you can learn this way. That's wild for women to do.
So do you think, Kari, what's happening? Because you hear a lot of women saying that they don't know what it feels like to have an orgasm. And ladies, y'all can answer too. Everybody can
And
answer.
say,
Like, I mean that too. But I'm kind of moving it away from the SA thing. When women are saying like they've never had an O, do you think it's projection from what they, since they don't know how it feels and they didn't know their body, so that they're projecting that onto their children because they agree with that?
yeah,
That's why.
because
That's how I feel. That's what exactly how I feel.
it's like that. They never knew their body, so they saying, well, she needs to learn her body this way. But you never knew how it was to date a man. Y'all remember it was more foreplay instead of just
Hmm.
straight to sex. What about the touching, the kissing? That stimulates the body. And that's what they not speaking on. They talking about she can stimulate her own body with this thing that, look what the Rose came out. They're giving electromagnetic pulses off. Shocking y'all, basically. And this is what you want to put in your daughter's head? Something that can stimulate the body and electromagnetic pulses and stuff like this that can cause her not to have kids later on in life or whatever. Y'all starting these kids off at a young age in things that they don't need to. Where is the mental stability in finding what is right here in this world? And that's what y'all not doing. I'm
Okay, so
ashamed, y'all.
can I interject now? Okay, so like I stated when I first was speaking, so one, guys, they're teaching sexual education starting in fourth grade in schools now. Y'all realize that, right?
But why would you agree with it? If they teach us,
That's
if they
not.
teach us
Here's
sex
but that's
age in
that's
fourth
the thing,
grade,
sweetheart.
why is y'all agreeing with that?
That's the reality of. We don't have to agree with it. They're teaching it in schools in fourth grade.
But they're not teaching us to use a vibrator in fourth grade. They're teaching us
Okay,
about
so you're
abstinence.
right. They're
About
not. But
abstinence.
if my child comes home and is curious, do you not realize there are kids out there that if you are not talking to your kids, they're gonna go out there and do it.
But
So
I'm not
one
gonna sit here and teach
choice.
my
Okay, can
kids to
I
use no
speak?
vibrator when
Can
it's
I speak?
when I can teach
Can I
them how
speak?
to play it safe. It's
But
other
y'all
ways to play
act
it
like
safe
there's
than using
not
a
multiple
vibrator.
types of toys. You act like there's not multiple types of toys. You can get a non-vibrating toy.
Not for no
There's multiple.
13-year-old
Ma'am,
child though.
let
Not
me
for no
speak,
13-year-old
sweetheart.
child.
Can I speak? Or are you gonna yell at me? I'm not a child.
Can I
Talk to me
just
like a
say
grown
it's
up.
3 other people on the panel who have not had the choice to speak their opinion, Blue. Like you, Chrissy, and Mr. Corey got to say what y'all wanted to say, and it's 3 of us who didn't get to speak.
The only thing I came up here to say, T, was that it's not right to have a 13-year-old daughter with no vibrator. It's not right. I grew up in the 80s, and I was not taught to use no vibrator or either, or use a tampon for that matter. We have to use pads when we was 13 years old. It's sickening. It's crazy out here for y'all parents to say it's okay for a 13-year-old child to use a vibrator. So y'all might as well say it's okay for a 13-year-old child to go out here and have sex. That's what y'all out here. That's what y'all out here insinuating out here, and that's sickening. It's crazy.
Yep.
So I'm
And
just gonna
go ahead.
just don't
I'm
yell
gonna
over
let
me. I'm
y'all
sorry.
go. As soon as I get
Um
back in the house, I'll go ahead and get my input. Go ahead.
okay. So what I'm saying is 13 is absolutely too young because I feel like you can't even go into a sex store if you're not 18. I think some are 21. So no, I'm not going to go into a store that my daughter is going to use a vibrator on. I'm just not going to do that. Do I think that if she's asking questions at 13 that a conversation needs to be had? Of course. And that's a conversation across the board. Why are you thinking of this at 13 years old? Um, and I think that people, instead of wanting to sit down and talk to their kids, they want to find a quick solution. And sometimes it's not always a quick solution. Sometimes it takes time and multiple conversations to get an understanding for a child. Children are they have more access now to a lot of things that they do not understand. And at 13, yes, boys are different than girls. Boys, it's on them. They explore themselves. But with girls, telling them that it's okay. Yeah, here. I just can see myself handing my daughter a vibrator and saying, have fun. Like, it's just not something that I would do as a mother because I feel like she's going to be even more confused and even more curious of what comes next with that. So no, I would not do that, but I will get a book. We will read about it. We will watch movies. We will sit down. Any questions you want to ask, I will answer. But I am not going in a sex store and buying it like it's a gift, giving it to her like it's Christmas. No, I'm not.
And I'm gonna just say this is Jaja. I just wouldn't buy my child a vibrator because, like, I see some people in the comments. I could definitely agree. Some parents want to be best friends with their children. I understand you want to talk to your child and want to know what your child is, curious of. But I would never. And like people are trying to compare, the boys to the girls. I would talk to both of the children, like if I had a daughter or a son about sex, but I wouldn't go out my way to buy my child a vibrator. Cause like, what if my child wants to go beyond the vibrator? Hell no. Like, I'm not having no baby coming to my house.
And a vibrator desensitizes you. I mean, I know it feels good and stuff like that, but it really messes you up in the long run for when you're actually having sex. It's really hard for a man to please you. And if you're starting that young, you're kind of messing yourself up. And and you're 13. What are you doing at 13? You ain't even washing right. Like at 13, you still cute. You ain't even getting behind your ears good enough, and you worried about sex. I feel like that's a girl that's being, she's seeing grown people and want to be in grown folks business. And I think that we need to get back to the time where a child stays in a child's place. You are a child and I'm going to treat you like a child. There's like cigarettes. What if your kid comes home at 13 and be like, oh, I saw somebody smoking a cigarette, mom, go in the store and buy me a cigarette? You're not going to do that. So I think parents need to realize that kids are kids and kids need to stay kids, and how you get them to stay kids is to talk to them. Y'all be so
Uh,
scared to talk to y'all kids.
Mm-hmm.
that's a great point, and that's
After
the
you
whole
do all
thing.
the
When you
talking, so after you do all the talking and reading books and conversations and trying to teach them other ways or deter them, and they still have it in their mind that this is what they want to do, what do you do then?
That's when you
You
supposed
keep
to.
talking and you
Yeah,
don't give
yeah.
up, because
Keep talking.
you never give up. You keep talking. You keep saying why. Explain this to me. Let's
Yeah.
go to counseling. Hell, if go see your doctor. Be like, my
show
child is
them
really
show them the
curious.
negatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you
Show
think,
show them what hurt. Well, show them what hurt look like. Show them what chlamydia look like. Show them all that stuff.
But
Show them
Corey,
what
they
can
won't.
happen.
They won't,
They
Corey.
won't.
They won't do that,
They,
Corey. They won't do that. They too scared to do that. They don't want to put their kids out there like that, Corey. They scared to do that. So they rather agree than disagree.
they know
it's
what
a
all that
it,
stuff is now because they learn
it's a
about that in school. They learn
it's
about
a
So
girl
chlamydia.
that
Chrissy,
went
They
viral.
learn about STDs. They
if
learn
your
about all
daughter
that
comes to
kind of
you
No,
stuff.
and
no,
say,
they
"Mom,
don't.
I
No, they
want to
don't.
smoke a
They don't
cigarette," you're
learn
gonna
like
go in
that.
the store and buy her Newports.
Y'all saying they learn this stuff in the school.
Hold on,
It's
Corey. Let
not.
her
It's
answer that question. If your child, Chrissy, if your daughter wants to smoke cigarettes, are you gonna go into the store and buy your kid a pack of cigarettes?
Cigarettes and
Because
sex. So hold on. You asked me, I'm
no,
going
no,
to
no, no.
answer. You're
Mhm.
asking me, and I'm going to answer this question. Cigarettes and sex is two different things. No, I would not. But I'm not the type of parent to force my kid or trying to enforce what I want on them. Do I want them to do that? And y'all act like if my child came to me and said, hey, I want a vibrator, I'm just going to say, oh, yeah, let's go shopping and go. No, I'm going to talk to my child and ask those questions why and see what's going on with my child as well before I do those things. But if my child still is curious and she comes to me about that, or even him, yes, I'm going to discuss it and leave that as an open option for them. I'm not going to just cut them off and say, no, you can't do that, because the reality is they're still going to be curious regardless of how much talking or whatever you do to try to deter it. And if they want to go do it, they're going to do it. So why not show them to do it the right way? And it doesn't mean that if you have a toy that you're going to be using it every day, all day long.
But you don't
And
supposed to be using it at all, Miss Chrissy, when you're 13. I'm
You
just
don't
saying.
know how much they're
I
going to
don't
use it
Don't
if
think
they
they
do
really
it.
should
like
use
it.
it
Just
either,
don't do
but
it.
I
So
don't
you're gonna
think
desensitize your child at 13
Right.
years
You
old.
can't
if
say
That's
that's
the
what you're
what
time
y'all
doing.
want to
frame of
call
how
it,
long they're
then
going to
if
use
that's
it.
That's
what
what
Or
it
y'all
you could give
is.
them a
That's what it
vibrator and say,
is.
okay, so
That's
if
what
that's
that's
you're
what you
it.
want to
doing.
call it, and that's how you think
And
it's
y'all
gonna
get
be,
mad when y'all
so
kids
be
get out here and get something done to them because y'all throwing some, oh, it's the other person's fault. No, it's your fault for putting that in their head that they can do that type of stuff
I don't
with a
agree.
vibrator.
I don't agree.
And
I
then they
don't.
Now,
and then they still not gonna learn their body after that. That's
I'm gonna
so
say,
that's what you're doing. You
I'm gonna
putting
say,
a weapon in your child's hand that don't need to be there at 13 years old.
and you got to remember this: you give your child that toy at 13, they've been using it, and then they meet somebody that age and don't know what he's doing. Guess what? She's going to go to that more older person that you may not agree because what? She thinks he's experienced and he knows what he's doing, but he don't care nothing
Now,
about your
that's a
daughter
fact,
but a
Corey.
nut.
That's a fact. Corey
That's
own
a
it. That's a
fact,
fact, Corey.
Corey. Absolutely. I was just going to
I
say
don't
that,
agree.
Corey. You took the words right out of my mouth, Corey. Like real talk. That's why I came up here to say.
And I guess that's kind of what I meant when I said that you just really have to get into the educating, because I didn't catch the beginning of T's thing when she was showing the actual clip of the video. But you also have to understand, guys, when I say they are teaching this shit young in school, they are teaching this shit young in school. At least in Texas, my part of Texas, they are.
Well,
So
they've been teaching that all along, though. They teach you how to protect yourself, whatever, like that. They've been teaching that since I was in school.
I understand that, but a I I've had to deal with and have conversations with parents on getting toys for their children. I've worked in an adult store. So I know the different toys that are out there.
The blue, I'm in one now. I'm a manager in one. I'm in one right now, and we would not allow a 13-year-old in our store. You have to be
Well, no,
eight,
no, no. I agree.
20
You're
years
not allowed if you're
older.
not within a certain type. 13 is too young. I said that in my first statement. 13 is too young.
Why do you
But
think that there's age
ultimately, we're
restrictions
in
on
a
things?
time when this is a reality. This is a reality.
That's why the reality is you can't be friends with your kids. You got to teach them which way to do and what not to do.
And the reality is, a lot of parents are lazy, and they just, oh, I've done it for 2 months. I tried to talk to her, and she don't want to listen. Y'all just so quick to give up so easily. Parenting don't stop. It's a constant 24 hours, 365 thing. And parents just be like, well, she's gonna do it anyway. She's gonna do it anyway, and just give up. No, if I gotta be on your ass, I'm gonna be on your ass. So you know, no, this is not okay for a 13-year-old girl to be in her room. You don't pay rent, you barely do the dishes, you barely, and you want a vibrator? Y'all crazy.
Come on, now, you better
Y'all
talk that
crazy.
stuff.
Very
You better
crazy.
talk
Can
it. You better talk it. You better
can
talk it
can
while you can. I'm trying to
can we
tell you.
can we be truthful about the reality though? Parents do not want to do this. Certain things should not be taught in school. School should not really like you can teach the kids how to protect themselves, stuff like that, but
okay,
certain
y'all.
talks should be had at home first. And that's the problem. Parents are not having these talks at home about what to do, how to do it, or whatever. It's
So
just like, hey, we can have
how
these
do
talks.
you suggest that we have these talks? Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, I just want to say I thank God that my girls did not come home and tell me this, so that I could have to have this uncomfortable situation, because this is very uncomfortable. I don't think I would ever buy my kid. I don't use a vibrator myself, never let alone buy my kid a vibrator, right? At any age. I can't even imagine walking past my daughter's room and hearing, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, thank you, right? I think to have that conversation with them about sex and about their body is appropriate, but buying them something to teach them how to self please and do all of that stuff, no, I don't. I'm not partaking in you exploring your body. I'm not partaking in any of that. Now, are we here to say that kids don't explore with their bodies? No, you find the crusty socks of the boys around all the time, where the boys are in the shower, they playing with themselves, they doing that, so we know that we can't stop them from doing it, right? Because they're doing it, they're exploring with their bodies. As a teacher, I've had 5-year-old girls on the cots at nap time humping the cots, right? And through training, it's appropriate, right, for them to do those things. And it's like it's even uncomfortable at that point, right? But we know that they're learning their bodies all the way from age 4 and 5, probably even earlier than that. But to assist them in it is where I see that there's a problem.
So it's assisting is the problem.
Yes, it's buying
You just
toys, buying,
Yeah, and
you
that's
know,
where I was kind
I
of getting
don't,
the confusion
I
on
don't
where
see
the
it.
issue is, because if you look at social media nowadays, half these kids are acting growner than what they are. So,
Acting grown and being grown
well,
is
no,
two
no,
different
are
things, though.
completely two different things. But that's where
Yeah, Miss V.
you have to see where these parents are not stepping in, and why I see a lot of parents are taking these new, I'm going to say new age approaches on trying to be, y'all call it be friends with their kids, but taking these new age approaches on helping their kids explore their bodies, giving them different tools to explore their bodies, because so many things are going on.
The confusion is
that's why you
hold,
block their
hold on, hold on,
devices
hold
for
on,
that
hold on.
type
Let
of
me
stuff.
listen. What you just said, these kids are acting grown. I'm not teaching the kids what being grown is. Your responsibilities is being grown. And they don't have responsibilities. So they not acting grown. Having sex is not acting grown. That's the difference. Y'all ain't separating what is grown to what is just something on a recreational situation. Sex is something recreational between couples. That's what it's supposed to be. So kids think, oh, sex is grown. Let me have it. Smoking is grown. Let me do it. Come on now. We got to separate these things. And you got to separate them in the mind of kids. Because this is what we speaking of. What they think is grown. Having a baby is not being grown. Because once you have that baby, guess what? The responsibilities that come along with that kid, that's some grown ass shit that you ain't ready for. Because you barely could get a job at 13. That's the thing. Have those talks. I tell my daughter every day, she 14, you're not grown. You're not ready to pay rent. It's too much out here. You can't handle it. Your mama barely can handle it. You do not want to get into this world yet. Wait till your ass 18 to be rushing. That's what I tell my goddamn daughter.
Well, I'm gonna go with my original stance. We all have our difference of opinions. But like I said, if my child came to me, yes, I would absolutely leave that option open. I would talk to them and do other things, but that option is open with me as a parent. So I'll drop and let somebody else rotate around. Thank you.
I want to. So is having a kid an option too? If she say I want a baby?
No, you want a kid, you get out of my house.
Oh, now, but
Oh no, you can't do that,
No,
boo.
You kick a
That can't be no
13-year-old
option.
out of your house
You
and
gave
give
him a
her a
vibrator.
vibrator to
What you,
open the
No, but
door
here's
to
my
sex?
thing. Vibrators are supposed to be
it's
a
no
form of
thing. It's
prevention.
no thing to
They're
it. Ain't
supposed
no
to be
vice versa to
a
that.
form of prevention. That's not backwards. They're supposed to be a form of prevention.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Prevention of
that's not a
what? You're
perform.
telling
You
her
what
to
you
go
doing
ahead
is
and
you
do sexual activities. You're not preventing anything. You're giving her the go ahead to be like, yes, at your young age, something that you do not understand, something your body is changing. It's going to change from 13 all the way. I think you stop at like your early 30s or whatever. But you're teaching your child, oh, yes, because your wants. Because you want this, go ahead and have it. You're not teaching her that some things come with time. Some things you have to learn. You have to get in a relationship. You have to see if this is going to last. Sex is a big thing. Adults can't even handle having sex with somebody and de-attaching that. So you want your 13-year-old to be as confused as adults are who can't even handle it.
May I speak? May I speak? Good afternoon, good evening. Hey T, how you doing, sweetie? Um, okay,
Sorry, I had to call a school. Y'all know I had to. Go ahead.
Tussle. Okay, listen, I have five girls. Okay, so I am well versed on this, and what I promised my daughters is that any information they wanted to know, they would get it from me. Why? Because my mom didn't get me, and I ended up being a teenage mother. Okay. So going forward with my daughters, I told each one of them, ask me anything. And believe me, my daughters have asked me anything. So let me tell you, puberty is something that
I
takes
got you, Babs.
over our children. My oldest daughter is 37. My youngest daughter is 9. Okay. Puberty takes over these humans. And what I taught my daughters is I taught them about what they talk to me about what you feeling. Let's talk about urges. Talk about the tingly parts. Talk about, um, tell me what's going on in your mind when certain parts of your body gets on fire. And my daughters are very outspoken. Sometimes I've drank a little dark liquor during these conversations, but and I'm kind of long-winded, so I apologize in advance. But I would not. I've talked to my kids' pediatricians. I've talked to them about me. I would not give my 13-year-old anything to insert in her body. I would not give her anything to buzz on her body. But what I have told my daughters is, look, this is your body. You have to figure out your lady parts. If it tingle, if it mingle, if whatever, you have to figure that out. And it's okay to close your door and learn you. Okay. I've talked to them about safety and being clean and all those good parts. Okay. But when I went through puberty, I searched out some other dumb human going through puberty, and we had a baby. With my daughters, I let them know it's okay to touch you. You have to. And here's why I'm glad I did that. In my 30s, I sold adult items. Okay. I did parties and I sold those things. I had I think she was either 60 or 61-year-old woman. Okay. Who had just gotten a divorce. She had been with the same man all of her life. And she had came to the party with her daughter, just as a key. But I ended up talking to this lady who had never had an O. She didn't know. I had to tell her about condoms. We would talk back and forth after the party. This is my mother I'm talking to, that I'm telling how to use certain things. Because women, you want to know why you ladies don't have an O? It's because you don't even know you. You don't even know you. Why do you have to have some big burly man on top of you fumbling through your body so that you can get pleasure? Learn it yourself. Be a But when I'm going to go back to the
The
original
question,
thing, and
yes,
then let me
please.
finish, baby. Let me finish, Corey. Going back to the original statement is no, you are not handing your daughter a device and say, hey, go have at it. Close the door. No, you parents need to stop being bashful, stop being lazy, stop being shameful, and you need to talk to your girls and your boys. Talk them through what they're going through, because puberty is a monster. It's a monster. You do not have to sit around here and anticipate pregnancy and no, talk to they will listen to you. Put your embarrassment aside, put your hangups aside, and talk to your kids. Each one of my daughters has my same allergy to latex and to that material that they make those things with. If I would have handed any one of my girls one of those things, it would have lit their vag up. No. Talk to them, talk to the pediatrician, figure out your kid. So that way, I was a teenage mother, and guess what, T? I ain't had no teenage mothers come through here.
I know that's right.
Not near one. Not near one. And get this. I gotta get the baby off the bus. So I'm gonna end with this. My daughter, when she was in college, she called me on the phone. She said, Mom, me and my roommates have questions. I'm like, oh Lord. One of the young ladies asked me, she was just like, when I'm performing this, what I'm supposed to do, what this, what that. When I tell you my hair was exploding, but I had to tell these college level young ladies certain things about doing certain acts, and that everybody don't get this. Just don't be on your knees. And birth control. I had to have this talk. And then one girl was just like, I can't believe we talking to your mom. Yes, because if they don't talk to me, they're going to talk to some hard leg, and he going to get him half the information because all he wants is some ass real quick. I encourage y'all to talk to your kids. All this, well, if you give them a vibrator, they don't pay rent, and don't go to the extreme. Don't be silly up here. Have an adult conversation, a real conversation with each other and with your children. Stop being dumb. Don't you don't have to go to the extreme. I don't use hope.
I do think I agree with
I
you. I
got
do
two
think that there
fingers.
needs to be a balance. I do.
It definitely has to be a balance. And I'm gonna drop down, I'm gonna stay in the comments. But y'all please if y'all can't have this conversation, I pray for your teens. Have an adult conversation so when your kids come to you, you can sanely talk to them. Not say, y'all know what y'all said. Just let's be adults. Let's be adults. Our kids are watching. I'm gonna drop down, mama. See y'all
I'm
later.
with you. Thank you, baby, for coming up. This is a lot. Like I heard it today, and like this is heavy. Like I got two daughters. Now I'm 19 and 20. Who is that with that noise? Babs, is that you?
Not me. Nope.
Okay. Um, shit. This is like I said. Even as a teacher, like seeing kids, when they taking naps and under the cover and they moving, and it's like I'm like no, and then we go to these trainings and they're like no, you can't stop them. You can't because it's normal. And I'm like, it's what? It's normal. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm so serious, y'all. I promise y'all, I am not lying. I am not lying. No, they were saying that we cannot stop them. We cannot shame them for it. It's them exploring. It's normal. I think if y'all look it up, it's going to show in research, right? So no, we can't. We cannot stop them from doing that on the cot. They're doing it. They're 4 and 5, and they're doing it under the cot, on the cot undercover. You just see them moving. You know what I'm saying? You see them moving, and I'm like, fuck, like it's uncomfortable to why. You know what I'm saying? Like to even know. You know what I'm saying? You have to act like you don't see it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to I don't know. It's a lot. Go ahead. It's
You don't want to scare them because it is a natural thing. I understand. Like, you don't want them to be frightened, like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing something so bad, because it is natural. But at the same time, I have two boys. I can't control, because like I said, they got it on them. I can't control what they do but I also teach my boys that it's a time and a place, and to stay a child as long as you can. That's always going to come. It's going to come. Sex is going to come. Guarantee you. There's going to be people that tempt you. There's going to be situations where you can't control your body, because like I said, I have boys, so they'll get erections and they'll be like, well, what the heck is going on? Nothing happened, and I'm sitting here with that. I teach them there is a time and a place to be appropriate. Some things you cannot control. But with girls, I just feel like I have nieces. My nieces come to me. They talk to me about sex. They ask me questions, but they also say, I'm too young, huh? Yes, you are. I'm gonna wait till I get older. Yes, please do. Because with that comes emotions. It's not just sex. It's not just the act. It's the emotion. You get a tie to this person where you think that, oh, you're gonna be with them forever, and they need to know that you're not ready for that at 13 years old. Half of us wasn't ready for it. I was a teen mom. I for sure wasn't ready for it. But my mom didn't have those conversations with me. She always said, I'm really uncomfortable to have. She was honest with me. I don't know how to have that conversation with you because I didn't get the conversation. If I talk to my grandma now, she'll be like, it's more comfortable for her to talk. But back in the day, no, they were uncomfortable because it's a generational thing. They weren't taught, so the next generation wasn't taught. When are we going to break the cycle to be like, no, I'm teaching my kids. I'm teaching them when it's appropriate and when it's not. Some things that are normal and some things that you're doing because you're seeking it, not because it's natural.
Okay, so let's bring it back a little bit. Because the conversation was a 13-year-old talking to the mom about sex and the mom buying the child, sex. We got to say sex. And the mom buying the child a vibrator, right?
Oh,
So,
I'm sorry, T. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. The mom buying the child a vibrator. So, the conversation that I had with my daughter when she was in high school, like, because I know it's the pressure when you step out, even when you teach the kids at home, the pressure when they go out into to their peers and into their environment is 10 times more than what you would ever realize that they have to experience in the house, right? So I just used to put her up on game like this, like, look, it's hard. It's hard to wait. It's hard, especially when you got a boyfriend that has hormones raging, and they're making you feel like if you love me you would, and like all of these things, and making you feel guilty because you got the girl over there that's giving up to everybody and everybody like her. But what I explained to my daughter was this: okay. Make sure you stay on the sidewalk, right? Be the girl that everybody can't have versus the girl that everybody had. If you come up with your mic unmuted, I'm dropping, so I just want y'all to know that. If I have to mute your mic, I'm gonna drop you. Be the girl that everybody can't have versus the girl that everybody had. It's better for you to wait and go through them breakups and go through the hard times with the boy than to be that girl that everybody had, because in the end it's not gonna be good for you. You're gonna be ran through. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best conversation I can like have with her, because at the end of the day, that shit, when they get the peers and everybody doing all of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of pressure on them. It is. In the outside of their home, I allowed her to have a boyfriend. I allowed her to date. He could come over. The door was open. They would have like home dates. They would do like sipping paint with the sparkly water. I would supervise dates, because they're from 14 to 18. They're going through that transition of teenagers to damn near adulthood, right? So you can't keep it from them, but you can also kind of help them navigate, right? But I'm not buying no damn vibrator. That's what I wasn't gonna do. I'm not buying no vibrator.
Can I?
Go ahead, Babs.
God damn. T. I'm a firm believer when I say this. I'm a firm believer when they say, watch who the fuck you lay with. You hear me? Because I'm telling you right now, some of these people, logics, parenting skills, and morals scare the fuck out of me, T. In no way. In no fucking way. Blue, I'm going to tell you something. What you doing with that vibrator, you actually introducing the child to the curiosity of what the wood feels like.
Ooh, wait.
That's what you're doing.
And again,
Hold on. I'll let you finish talking. Hold on. So when the child gets back to the school, you know what you're doing? Now she's gonna try to be curious by going in the bathroom and behind the fucking stadium and pull one of the keys, because I know what the vibrator feels like. Now I want to see what the wood feels like. That's what the little girl doing. I'll tell you something, T.
Can I counteract that real quick?
I'm gonna give you a time to talk. When I was little, T, I'm gonna tell you something. When I was being educated about the sex, they told me about the consequences being so young and trying to be curious about it. The diseases, the kids, and my parents was so firm about you gonna be on your freaking own. At 13, trying to be so fast. That's how I was brought up. But finding an excuse for a 13-year-old talking about you trying to prevent something, you ain't preventing shit. You introducing the kid to what the wood feels like. Know what you're doing. Now you can go.
Okay. So again, from my first statement, I definitely said 13 was too young. But I do agree that if a teenager wants to be introduced to one, they have every right to.
Blue, wait a minute
You
now.
definitely agreed. You
No,
definitely
my
agreed.
first
Y'all tap that
statement is
screen. Tap that
I
screen.
definitely said 13 is too young, but y'all have to realize they come in different sizes. Look, my parents,
That's
Ma'am,
my
Blue,
mother,
no saying that
we
it
ain't
comes
heard
in
from you.
different sizes. That's agreeing.
We ain't heard from you already, Blue.
Okay, anyway. So
Anyway, it's wrong. It's wrong.
what
Like
how am I
Bab
gonna
said,
respond to him if
like
anyway you're
Bab
gonna speak to
said,
me?
it's introducing your children, your girls, to something much worse at this age right here. And
But
if
are
she
you a
come
teen
home
mom?
pregnant, what you say you
Because
was
I
gonna do?
wasn't, and I was
If
introduced.
she came home
I
pregnant,
was
what
You're
you
introduced.
say
not
you was
even
gonna do?
a mom, girl. Your dude is locked up. You're not even a mother.
But I am. What does my
Oh,
What?
husband being in prison
You're
have
the
to do with
nasty
anything,
one. So
sweetheart?
are you
But
Let me
I
tell you
am.
something.
But I
Are
am.
you
So
explaining
what
to
is
your
me
daughter
having? What is
that she can
me
get
having a husband
electrocuted
in
with
prison have to do
faulty
with anything? Because
because
I
you're
am
items on there?
nasty.
somebody's child.
I don't
Yeah,
under
I take
I
care of
don't
somebody's kid. So
understand
what?
why you're on the panel when you went
So
to
how
go
are you?
visit your
You're so
man.
me
Did you
having a
touch
husband in prison
yourself
means
and
Bab,
let
what,
your
I mean,
man?
baby?
Blue, whatever your
I'm
name
not
is,
a teen
baby.
mom though.
You
I'm
Listen,
live
not a
with
teen
your
mom though. That's
mother.
what I
these
said.
parents
You
that's
have
out
no
here
My
examples
parents,
for
that
my
children.
parents educated me. They got me what I needed. They made sure to keep me out of somebody else's bed.
well, you're not
They
doing that for
taught
your
me what
daughter.
sex was, and I wasn't pregnant at 13, 14, 15, 16. No.
Well, it don't seem like
So
you're
wait, did
pregnant
you have
now.
a
I
vibrator
So
at 13 though?
no, I got my first one at 16.
so
Who
why would you
bought you
want
a
your
vibrator
daughter
at
to be
16?
experienced to
It
this?
was a
her
gift. It was
mama.
a gift. It was during a coming of age party.
And your mama let you have it.
Was your daddy in the house?
Right.
Yeah, my parents have been married 27 years.
Your daddy was
Oh
okay with you getting a
no.
vibrator at
He ain't know
16?
about it.
He does know about it. He does. He has
Yeah.
no. That is part of me and my mother. That I am grown.
Girl, I think you making this up
No,
as
I'm
you
asking you.
go,
Hold
as
on,
you
wait a minute. I
talking.
got questions. I got questions.
Let me
So you telling me
At 16,
at
yes.
16 your mama bought you a vibrator?
It wasn't a vibrator. It was silicone, just a silicone based one.
A silicone Peter whacker.
Yes.
So did you open it up in front of everybody
No,
at
it
the
was just me and
party?
her. Me and her had our own conversation in my room, and she gave it to me.
And then your daddy knew you had one?
I mean, he knew of it, yes, but I didn't sit there with my dad and open it. No,
I
me
didn't
and my
say
mom.
that. I'm just
He
saying,
didn't
did
know,
he
but
know
he
you
knew of
had
it. Yeah,
the toy?
yeah, he knew. He knew about it. My parents talked about it. I was curious what it was. I went to my mother. She explained everything to me. I had already had the sex education talk. I wasn't gonna go out and explore. So my parents did what they thought was best. I had
Man,
already graduated high school. I did not have any kids. Like you can say which one that was my parents' best way they thought was parenting. I'm also an
Okay,
only
well,
girl.
that's not ours. That's your mama and dad. That ain't
What I
ours.
mean,
Okay, but I also didn't have any kids. How many kids did you have before 18?
None.
I had
Minimal.
one.
let's not
I had
let's not
one.
go let's not go back with the petty back and forth. But
But
I'm gonna say this.
Because y'all
I
trying
want
to come from
I
my
want to
husband
ask
in
her a
prison like
question.
that really has some
I
anything
had
to do
one,
with it.
Blue. Nobody talked to me about sex at all.
You know what? I just want
Nobody
to say
had to
something
talk to
real
me.
quick.
Go
Like
ahead,
I just
my
want
baby.
to
Can
say
husband
something
I
real
has
ask?
quick
nothing to do with this. Doesn't
Can
because
I
matter.
ask her a question? Can I ask her a
I
question
wish
first?
somebody would talk to me. Hold on, wait, let him go ahead.
I just want to say briefly, like, at the end of the day, I want to start off that everybody have different parenting styles. And I feel like that should be respected because you can't sit there and not one person's parenting from the next, especially like with this type of subject matter. My nephew was 12 years old. He had a lot of questions that my brother was not able to answer. He didn't go to his father. He came to his uncle because I don't lie to him. As a parent, you want your child to be prepared for adulthood, right? That's generally the goal. You want your child to be prepared for life. So generationally, I came up in a Christian household. My parents didn't talk to us about sex because what we was told was you don't do that until marriage. It was not realistic. It was a very antiquated way of thinking. So it's like, who do you want raising your child or teaching your children about this subject matter? Google, their friends. That's the blind leading the blind. So it's like we have to get out of this idea and this mindset of demonizing sex when it is a natural act.
I
So
agree
it's
with
like
that. I agree with
so
that.
I educated my nephew. I gave him condoms. All his dad said was, you better not bring no babies home. He did not prepare his son to go out there when he's not under adult supervision. My nephew came and told me when he lost his virginity. He just graduated high school, no children. Same with my little cousin. I educated her the best that I could about how little boys and tell her how beautiful she is and how pretty she is just so they can get in her pants. She done got through school. She's 23 years old and just now about to have her first child. It's about educating them. It's about preparing them. So it's like if they can't
hold on 1 second.
Conversations.
Pause that 1 second. I'm gonna play the video
Yes.
that stemmed this conversation because a lot of people are coming in asking the question, and then I'm gonna give it back to you after you hear the video. Okay? Because this is where the conversation. I can't show the video. So
Right.
I was listening this morning in on some of the live streams, and this is from the lower ninth ward. So Laura has it posted on his page if you do want to go watch it. So I'm gonna play the video, and then we gonna go into that. Okay. Hold on.
Instagram because I was just so disturbed at what I heard because and this is the blame. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna blame black men on this conversation here. They got to take responsibility for this shit here because ain't no motherfucking way in my household especially that I'm going to voluntarily give my daughter. Let me let y'all hear this shit first.
A 13-year-old daughter asked for a vibrator. What does that conversation look like? Or what are your thoughts around introducing?
Give it to her.
Yeah. Amen.
It's birth control, and it's natural, and it's normal. If I don't give it to you, you're going to go find one of these nasty, dirty little boys and their dirty fingernails, and I just don't have time. Pleasure is peace. Maybe not give her, super duper strong vibration. We don't need a broken by the age 18.
I've taught you guys there's no broken.
Hey, I posted this on Instagram because I was just utterly disturbed. I'm a mother, so this
I don't
shit
know where Blue
bothered
went.
me. And I literally had women justifying that this was.
I don't think it's black men's fault, but just take that out of the
I had one
equation.
say, and she's a fucking actress and she follows me. It's a lot of blue checks that follow me, okay? Actor Jasmine Walker says, no, I agree with them, Tasha. She says, I gave one to my daughter because if we are truly honest with ourselves, once puberty hits, the hormones are out of control. If I can help her manage them by giving her a vibrator, then I can postpone her urges to find out what sex is like. I made the right choice for my child. There's 100 mothers in there that are saying they agree. I said, so you took the easy way out? And she goes, no. I just know what I would have wanted at 13. I said, oh yeah? I said, that's called living through your daughter, bitch.
Wait, before y'all go there, I do got a question. Because everybody's saying 13 is too young. I agree 13 is young, and a lot of young girls start their menstrual at 13. A lot of girls are pregnant at 13 because they start their menstrual at 13. A lot of y'all say my child can't date until they're 16. So let's go back real quick. Just let me give y'all a walkthrough real quick. Hold my hand and walk with me. At 14 years old, they start high school, 9th grade at 14. They are experiencing other peers between 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. When you say my child can't date till they 16, who made that rule, and what's the difference between me and my homegirl had a conversation about this, and I had to make her see it like this. I just had to make her think. What happens? What is the change between 16 and 14? What changes mentally in their head between ages 16 and 14? You made the rule, but you made the rule to put your child throw your child in the shark water at 14 with a bunch of other kids that goes up to 18, right? And you actually think that they not dating behind your back? I'm just talking about dating. I'm not talking about sex.
Can I speak on the dating?
Don't nothing change from 14 to 16. They are in the pool with other fish. So at the end of the day, when you got them in high school, you're basically suppressing them. And I'm not talking about sex. Take out sex. I'm not talking about sex. Right? They're in high school with other children, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Right? You are basically putting them in a pool of water and expecting them not to swim. They gonna drown. You start setting small rules. Okay, you can talk to, but this is the rules that come with that. These are because if you don't, they're going to do it behind your back, and that's how they end up pregnant. That's how they end up getting hurt. That's how they end up in situations lying to you about being with their friend when they really with they boyfriend that they ain't told you about. You start at the young age of talking to them and explaining to them what dating is, because they see, especially if they're in a 2-parent home, they see relationship. I have kids that are 5 and 6 that know what a relationship is when I worked with YT kids, because they had 2-parent homes and they were familiar with kissing, hugging, touching, because they had 2-parent homes that displayed affection. Right? So when you start having those talks with them, you are preparing them for what's to come versus blindly pushing them in the water with a whole bunch of other fish and expecting them to learn how to swim alone. They're going to almost, let's just say 80% of them are going to drown. So when you go in and you grab their hand and say, look, that's what I did with my daughter. Yes, you can have a boyfriend. I need to meet him. I need to meet his parents. I will monitor the dates. I will monitor, and they learn actually how to date. My daughter will be 20 years old. She ain't got no kids. She wasn't a teen mom. She wasn't pregnant in high school. None of that. My oldest daughter either. Right? Had they been, I couldn't be mad because I was 15 and pregnant. But nobody had these conversations with me. And trust me, I was dating at 14, 13. I just had to hide it. So these conversations are very important. I'm just letting you guys know. Start having talks with them. You can't throw them in the pool and expect them to know how to swim without you guiding them. You just don't you dare go by that shark. The shark gonna come to them. And once that young boy get up in your daughter head, once that 17-year-old get up in your 14-year-old head, it's over with. What nothing you say gonna matter. It's over with. It's fuck you from there on out. Go ahead, y'all.
I'm just gonna say this, and then I'm gonna drop down because I gotta go. I know you were supposed to go, but about the dating,
I ain't talking about
totally
toys
agree
though.
with you,
I ain't
T.
buying no damn toys.
My
No
son
toys.
got together with his girlfriend September 16th. They have been together for a year and a half. I supervise dating. She comes over. She is a lovely woman, but they also talk about communication. They also have the talk of they both do not want to have sex, because I've had the conversation with her too. Like, that's not what we're doing. If you guys want to date each other and get to know each other, I'm all for that. And ever since then, they've been more open with me. They talk to me. If they're curious about questions, they come to me. My son is in a healthy relationship because he sees a healthy relationship. My husband and me, we show that, so they want to see that. That's why he wants to get in a relationship. He's like, Mom, I see you. I see Dad. I see you guys loving on each other. And I'm in high school, and he was 15. Did I want my son to date at 15? No, because I didn't think that a 15-year-old would be ready to date. But it also depends on the child that you have. My son is very intelligent. He knows I don't want to be a teen dad. I don't want to, have those responsibilities. I want to live life, but I like this girl. Like, I really like her. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's get some boundaries. Let's get some rules. Let's get to know her. Let's get comfortable with each other. So then you guys can see what that's like. You guys have all the time to do what grown people do. You know what I mean? Wait, take your time. And ever since then, I be asking, is she coming over? I be like, your girlfriend coming over today? He'd be like, yeah, she calls me. We talk on the phone. Like, when you get these relationships with your kids, they'll be way more open with you, y'all. They'll be way more open to come to you and be like, hey, Mom, I really like this girl. Or, hey, Mom, I'm having these urges. What do I do with them? It's the what do you do with the urges, because you know that they're going to come. So me as a mom, I talk to my kids, and I'm gonna keep talking to my kid. My kid is in a been with her a year and a half. They done had a healthier relationship than most of the adults on this app. So I'm going to end on that note. Have a
Shit,
good
my
day.
daughter taught me how to date. Like watching her and her boyfriend date, I learned some new shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to get creative. They had to get, because I was monitoring, they had to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? Like that sip and paint shit, I got that from her. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that they would do, they would play little cards and pull little things. I'm like, I like that. That's kind of cool. So they had to be creative in ways, because it wasn't no sneaking off, going sleeping with each other, you know, waiting until I get off work and now they in the house, because I had opened that door. I cracked it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you gauge it. You know what I'm saying? Just little by little by little. You know, you open it, the more mature that they get, you open it a little bit more, and then you walk them through it. You know what I'm saying? Buying a vibrator, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any of that weird shit. Because at the end of the day, like, I agree with Babs. You're teaching them, you're exposing them and introducing them to what a penis actually feels like. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to desire more. They're going to desire hey laugh, they're going to desire that feeling. They're going to desire something more than that. Now I know how this feels going inside of me. Now I want him, and I want, you know what I'm saying? And now you're giving them practice. You know, they're going to be a pro on that thing. You know what I'm saying? So I really wouldn't agree with buying no, the puberty don't do that. No, it's not the same. So no, I'm not doing it.
This the thing, PT. I'm sorry, Lovely. Go ahead, Lovely. Go ahead.
I ain't even buying it. My daughters is grown, and I still wouldn't buy them no vibrator. Go ahead.
Thank you, Babs. I appreciate that. Like, I didn't know about the toy situation. I feel like that's a different subject matter, because like when we're talking about exploring your body, that's natural. When you're alone, like I told my younger nephew, because like you were saying about how kids be on the cot, you know what I'm saying, in the cover doing stuff, it is natural. And like however people try to bastardize it is. I explained to him that's his body. He can do whatever he would like with his body. But I also taught him there's an appropriate time for that. You don't do that around other people. And also I educate him, you don't let nobody else touch you. That's for you. That's for you alone.
Somebody said the desires will still be there.
The desires will still be there.
Their desire to fit in gonna still be there. Their desire to smoke a cigarette gonna still be there. No, I'm saying, like, what you think, just because the desire is gonna be there, you just gonna give them the, like, if my child desire to smoke weed, you think I'm gonna go buy them a sack? You on your own with that. I'm not gonna fulfill your every desire because you got a desire to do something as a child.
That's it. And I was going to say, children nowadays, this is 2024 we live in. Most children, most teenagers have smartphones, iPhones, what have you. They're extremely resourceful. I'm 38. When I have these conversations with my peers, just in regular conversation, y'all, when did you lose your virginity? A lot of it is before 18. I'll say that. And the thing about it is you cannot watch a child 24 hours a day. We all know, because we was children before. We was teenagers before. When your parents try to be super strict, you find a loophole. You find a way to do whatever it is you want to do. So that's why I'm really big on, I forget the lady's name who spoke, but I'm really big on open communication, because you want your young people to be prepared for adulthood. But when it comes to sex, let's talk about it. What's your questions? Up, down, in and out, left and right. Let's talk about it. So if they do ask us, and if I was in that scenario where I had a 13-year-old, she asked for that, I would explain to her why we not gonna do that. We could talk about it, and I would explain to her, because like Bab said, that's going to might foster and facilitate the desire to lay with another person. You know what I'm saying? And I've explained the complexities of relations. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more than just a good feeling. It's more things that you can catch than just a baby.
Okay, like, somebody says some of y'all views is why there's a lot of sneaky teenage pregnancy. Nah, Shalaya.
Precisely.
Here's the thing. No, because she's talking about this. Let me explain something to you. Buying a kid a vibrator is not no reason to prevent teen pregnancy. You're teaching them how to have sex, sex, and how to, like, I agree that not opening that door of communication about sex can be a reason why kids are sneaking and having it, because it still has to be an opening to have the conversation Absolutely. But buying them a toy is not a part of that.
Well,
I'm sorry.
see,
It's not a part of that. You can have that conversation, and if you're ready, like if my daughter was like, "Hey, mom, I'm ready." Okay, it's nothing I can do to stop you. So more than likely, we're gonna go get prevention. If you just so happen to say you ready to have sex, I may go get condoms. Maybe we can put you on birth control, because those are preventative measures. Because if she's ready to do it, she's gonna do it anyway. But I'm not teaching you how to do it with no toy.
this my
Because they don't have to come to you and tell you nothing. They can go to the clinic without you and get birth control and all that. They don't need a parent's permission to do that, just so y'all know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not buying no 13-year-old no toy.
This my thing, T. And I know Blue Drop. I hope she did not feel attacked, because that's not what I do. I can have a very healthy dialogue with people when I get on the panel. But this is the thing. Out of all forms of educating and teaching your child about sex, how to prevent it, why the freaking vibrator? That's what gets me.
This
I just don't understand that, though. Out of all forms, that's what I say. I feel like I grew up in a, I'm not trying to center myself either. I'm just giving you like some things that I experienced that are facts, right? I'm 33. I don't have no kids, but it's things that I was taught as a child that prevent me to make those bad choices. And the vibrator, I promise you, was not one of them that my sisters got at all. Or yeah, I did sneak around and date, had girlfriends, but my parents knew that at 13, 14, 15, yes, he's dating, he's talking to girls. But they did put that fear in me not to have a child. That's the education, practicing sex. Go ahead, Corey.
the thing about it is, all of us agree on we have to have conversations with the children, the kids and stuff. But a parent have to know the type of kid that they have. Because see, the relationship T speaks of with her daughter, she knew the level of trust that I can give her, that I will open this door and she can do this while in my presence. But when I'm not around, she has to respect me and don't go behind my back and cause harm to herself. If you don't know your kid like that, to know that they're not going to be out here having unprotected sex, doing things before time, and you open those doors like buying vibrators and stuff like that, that's where the harm comes. Because soon as you open that door, it can't be closed. And trust me, I wanted to ask Blue this question. What is her body count? Because I guarantee you, when she turned it on, her mama turned it on, it was a lot of sneaking and creeping that girl did. I could hear that shit in her goddamn voice. And it's
Exactly. She
not
just
saying
didn't
any
get pregnant behind it. So we
right.
can't
She
prove
just
that she
didn't.
had sex early.
But I'm just
Well,
saying, a lot of people that is turned on in them ways, and y'all know it's a lot of people. We had these conversations about people that have been touched at a young age, but you touching yourself and your parents turning you on and stuff like that, that's doing things. What's the chances of you getting out here and exploring it on your own after you are turned on? That's the whole thing. Have those conversations, but make sure you know how to read your kid in the end.
Let me play the video one more
all
time, because a lot of people came late and they're asking again. So I'm going to play it one more time.
Y'all
hey T, can I say
Hold on.
know I posted this video on Instagram because I was just so disturbed at what I heard because and this is the blame. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna blame black men on this conversation.
Take away the fact that
They
she
got to
blaming
take
black men. I don't
responsibility
agree
for
with
this
that.
shit
Just
here
listen.
because ain't no motherfucking way in my household, especially, that I'm going to voluntarily give my daughter. Let me let y'all hear this shit first.
A 13-year-old daughter asks for a vibrator. What does that conversation look like? Or what are your thoughts around introducing?
Give it to her. Yeah.
Amen.
It's birth control, and it's natural, and it's normal. If I don't give it to you, you're going to go find one of these nasty, dirty little boys and their dirty fingernails, and I just don't have time. Pleasure is peace. Maybe not give her, like, you know, super duper strong vibration. We don't need a broken by the age 18.
I've taught you guys there's no broken.
Hey, I posted this on Instagram because I was just utterly disturbed. You know, I'm a mother, so this shit bothered me. And I literally had women justifying that this was the right thing to do. I had one say, and she's a fucking actress and she follows me. It's a lot of blue checks that follow me, okay? Actor Jasmine Walker says, no, I agree with them, Tasha. She says, I gave one to my daughter because if we are truly honest with ourselves, once puberty hits, the hormones are out of control. If I can help her manage them by giving her a vibrator, then I can postpone her urges to find out what sex is like. I made the right choice for my child. There's 100 mothers in there that are saying like. They agree. I said,
Thank you, Savannah.
I said, so you took the easy way out? And she goes, no. I just know what I would have wanted at 13. I said, oh, yeah? I said, that's called living through your daughter, bitch.
Go ahead, Virgo.
I would add on to that by saying, you know, I think that the conversation of getting tested for everything, but because you have children that are born,
You gotta,
and at a young age, they might not know.
You breaking up. You breaking up.
Okay.
You got to move the
Can you hear me?
vibrator away from your phone.
Yeah, I can hear you
Move the
now.
vibrator away from
Shut
your
up, Clary.
phone. It's breaking it up.
Yeah, so what I would say is, I would think having a conversation about, you know, telling kids to get tested, even at a very young, have that conversation of the sex conversation. Because, like I said, there's a lot of kids that's born with HIV. And the popular kids, people like that, they might not know what they do by having that disease as a kid, born that way. So I think that when you do the education talk, that should be included. That's all I have to say.
Was that a vibrator?
Electromagnetic pulses.
Hey T, thank you for having me up. I wanted to give kind of a different perspective. I was raised by my father. My mother wasn't around, and I was an only child. And my father never had these type of discussions with me. As you know, it's some parents or some men would think that this would be a difficult conversation to have with their female child. Not saying that that's the narrative for every father out here. It was for mine. And I was kind of left to fend for myself and to go out and learn on my own. I do thank God that I had some other women in my life that did steer me the correct way that I could go to for positive reinforcement. But the reality is not every child has that in their lives. And like T said, they're going to the wrong people and getting this information from teenage boys that just want to get in these girls' pants. And by the grace of God, I lost my virginity at a young age. I lost my virginity at 16, but I did know to protect myself. I was at least taught that. So I didn't have my first child until I was 27. And I have two teenage daughters, one that is 17 and one that is 19. And my daughters have both taken two different paths. My 19-year-old has a child that is one. She had a child when she was 18. And my 17-year-old is my straight A honor student. Always has her nose in a book. Isn't really thinking about boys. Does have some boy, quote unquote, friends. And I know these young men. It's not like a dating friend. It's more like hang out in a group with other girls and guys together. I feel like parenting is not a black and white scenario, and we can't always live by well, this is the way it should be, this is the way it should go. Do I believe in giving a 13-year-old child a vibrator? Absolutely not. That is not the way to go. But I also feel like we also have to learn to raise our children on a child by child basis. We can't just put all kids into one basket and say they all have to be treated the same. Because as myself, and I use myself as an example, my two daughters were raised in the same household, open book, taught my kids about sex, taught my kids about condoms, birth control, what they should do, what they shouldn't do. If you have questions, there is no stupid question. Come and talk to me. Don't ever be embarrassed. My 18-year-old also was a kid that got involved in, she's 19 now, but she got involved into weed and was hiding that from me. She thought I didn't know, but I knew. Tried to have a conversation with her. She was going down a road that I thought I wasn't going to be able to save her from. So
Jan,
yes, she got pregnant
say
at
the
a young
truth.
age.
Say the tree, Jan. They're gonna flag it.
I'm sorry?
Say tree.
3. Okay, my fault. You are right. The green grass. So I do feel like my daughter getting pregnant at the age that she was saved my daughter. As some people may disagree with me, but for my child, I feel it saved her. She changed her total way of thinking. She went to school and got her GED. She has a job. She's going to college. She's doing everything she can to be successful and stable for her son. My 17-year-old, by the grace of God, she's a good kid. She doesn't get in trouble. She's a straight A student. She's only a junior in high school, and she already has colleges reaching out to her. I feel like we have to get away from the stigma of saying that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. We have to learn to treat kids on a kid-by-kid basis because not every kid is the same. And my household is a household to prove that. I treated both of my kids the same. I raised them the same. I gave them both the same mentality. I had one child that had a kid and the other one that has not. So I just wanted to give my perspective as a child that was raised. My mom left when I was 2, so I was raised by my dad. So I wanted to give my perspective, and I wanted to say...
I agree with you. I can see where you're coming from.
I wanted to get on here really quick because my dog's at the groomers. When my daughter was 13, I took her to an urgent care, and the urgent care nurse practitioner said, "What's wrong with you?" My daughter says, "Her stomach is hurting." She says, "So are you pregnant?" And my daughter says, "No." She's 13. And she's like, "I'm 13. No, I'm not pregnant." And the nurse practitioner kept pushing. "You sure you're not pregnant? Maybe we should do a pregnancy test." And I had to step in and ask her mother and say, "No, my daughter's not pregnant. She's gay. She's known since she was 8. So then, I had to take control of the situation. Like, you can't talk to my child like this. So when she turned 16, my daughter doesn't know anything about vibrators. And I get a box that comes in the house. And she says, "You opened my package?" I said, "Yes, I opened your package." Because you can't get mail here and I not know about it. Order something off of Amazon. I opened the package. It's a vibrator. So I'm like, I have to have this discussion with her. Why do you have a
Why y'all record
vibrator?
Jen? Jen, drop and come back.
Why do you have a vibrator? And she told me that once she turned 16 and she had a physical, that the nurse told her about endometriosis because it's hereditary within my family, and that a vibrator would help her. So I had to take the vibrator and have that discussion with her about how to use it, when she should use it, what is the ramifications of using it. And so when the woman said, "I blame black men," I'm like, I blame the medical care system for a nurse to tell my daughter that having a vibrator was okay. Even though
Wait, the nurse told her that?
The nurse practitioner told her that. that she could use the vibrator to alleviate the symptoms of her endometriosis by having an orgasm.
Well, I mean,
At what age was
but
she again at that time?
16.
16. But she wasn't must been having orgasms with her girlfriend or whatever. You say she been gay since 8. So I mean, like the nurse only telling her what can help her with her illness. Like you didn't know. Did you know about that?
I
Her
didn't know.
having an
I didn't even know
right. So since you can't,
endometriosis was hereditary.
but if you can't give her information to help her, how is the medical field to blame for giving her information on what can help her? Because she wasn't
Because
having the hope to help
here's
her.
the thing, Corey.
Can I tap the screen? Help me
When we
refresh it
take
slow,
our
please.
children to a physical or a doctor's appointment, we're in there until a certain age, until the medical system tells them, oh, you're 16, your mom doesn't have to be in here. So we don't know what's going on with our children.
Mary,
And don't
I
you
wanted
pay
to
that?
ask. I wanted
Hold
to
on,
ask you
hold
that.
on.
What's
Don't
the
you pay that
age?
medical?
What's the age?
What?
Where
Because I heard that before about a nurse telling a child that they could ask their mom to leave the room. What's the age? Because I heard of that before.
In New York
16.
City, in New
And
York
you can
City, it's 12.
and you can refuse the bill. I'm
It's
staying here. I
12.
ain't paying. I want to be
Nah, they
here.
got free. They
I
got
ain't
free
paying for
clinics for
shit.
that. They
Well,
got
they
free
gonna be
clinics for
paying.
that. They have
Right.
free
Well,
clinics for that.
listen, T, I understand, but when she took her daughter to the doctor, she was paying out of her pocket. Fuck you. She's still a minor.
Right,
This my
she's paying out
child.
of her pocket, but okay. So
Right.
here. Listen up. They don't put a detail of what they are seeing for in the. You know what I'm saying? It's not like referred her to get a vibrator, gave her. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? That's not how that works. So a lot of times you cannot, like at a certain age, the child has the right to privacy, according to the law. So that nurse can speak to your child and you cannot be in a room. Like they have that. It's a privacy. It's a privacy law.
That age is
Where
18 though, T.
what?
That age is 18.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's 12.
It's not
And
not
this,
where I'm from.
but this
People
is
been
what
When
a
saying
I
in
when
New
law.
I
York
got
and
I
Texas
found out
it's
I was
12.
pregnant. I found out I was pregnant at 15. Okay, I was going for a school physical. My foster mom was not in the room with me. It was just me and the nurse. The nurse asked me, she's like, when was the last time, she would give me a physical. She was like, when was the last time you had your cycle? I didn't know I was pregnant. I wasn't even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I had to think back. I was like, I don't know. I don't know when the last time was. And she was like, I'm going to give you a test, a pregnancy test. Like, and I was like, okay. I found out I was pregnant. My foster mom didn't know. They didn't tell her. They couldn't tell her. It was against the law to tell her. I had that yellow piece of paper in my hand, holding it tight. Okay. And I was going to see my mom, and my mom was the first person to find out I was pregnant, not her, not the foster mom. So they could not tell. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know every state. I can only talk about my state, Illinois.
The reason why,
This is years ago. This was over 20 years ago. So
Yeah, I'm
I'm
in
sure the
Chicago.
laws have changed
hold
even
on.
more strict now.
But this is the thing. The reason why I asked is it 18 because in this country, right? You have to be at 18 to be able to sign a consent form.
No, like you don't even have to sign anything. Like my daughters, I have 2 daughters. If they ask you right there, like, do you want your mom to stay in the room? You know what I'm saying? And they have the right to say no. And I can go, I will have to leave the room. If they don't want me in the room, I can leave the room. You know what I'm saying? It's not a paper that, you know what I'm saying? It's legally, they can do that. Also, they can go to a free clinic.
Okay.
Without a parent.
Okay. So
And hold on. This is why I said,
HIPAA
listen,
is by
this is where the
18 to sign
system
a
messed up.
consent form.
No, okay, this is what I'm trying to
it's
explain to you.
verbal consent.
There's
right?
so many teen pregnancies that the clinics have opened up a way for teenagers to be able to go to free clinics without a parent so that they could prevent because they know that the parents are, a lot of the parents are not going to give them birth control. They're not going to talk to them about sex. So they have free clinics. Even the nurse in the school will be able to refer you before you are 18. You don't have to go with a parent.
Right. And
Listen, and
and
listen,
I kind of
it's
feel like
all it's,
parents leaving their
it's all
advocacy
verbal.
behind is
Okay.
terrible.
I
Bad.
Listen,
don't think,
y'all got
again, I'm
y'all.
not from Texas. So y'all keep saying not in Texas, not in Texas. I'm only talking about Illinois. I don't know what
I'm
everybody else
talking
state
about
got.
I'm talking
But
about Illinois
I
too.
don't think y'all know what y'all talking.
But
I don't think y'all
but y'all
know.
gotta
I don't know.
understand,
I'm gonna be quiet.
HIPAA
I'm gonna
law
say
is
this to you guys.
a every state law. Like that's federal law wise with HIPAA. So with that being said, y'all can say it don't happen in y'all state, but it does. Yeah, y'all have certain rules and things, but with that
Yeah.
medical consent, it's different. This is what I want to say about that. If you go to the doctor with your child and the nurses know something that is wrong that you don't know, when you go home, if something happens to your child, they are liable. Why? Because only the child know, and the child kept it a
If
secret.
something is
So stop
wrong, but when
playing.
it comes to like
Right.
them talking to the nurse about having sex, when it talks to the nurse about birth control, when it talks to the nurse about condoms, they don't have to tell the parent that. No, they
Oh,
don't.
listen. I get that. I get
Yeah, if
that. But
there's
I'm
a
talking
medical
about
condition that
like
can hurt them or harm them, yeah, the nurse may tell them, hey, you
it.
know what I'm saying, whatever. But
You know what? Nurse did not
no.
tell me my daughter was cutting. That was another problem I had.
Right.
We lose
That's
our
why you should have sued
advocacy
their ass.
when they let these kids not think that they're grown at
It's not
15,
necessarily
16.
So
age.
okay,
It's
where was
just
your
that
It's
child cutting
not
at? So you
grown.
didn't see the cuts? Where was she hiding? Where were the
No, she
cuts?
was cutting between her upper thigh and the special place. She was doing the cutting, and I didn't know she was cutting.
I'm curious about
So I had
something.
to have that
Yeah, I don't know.
conversation with her when I found out about the toy.
She just said they were in private areas, so no, she didn't notice it. If her child is 12,
No,
13 years old, she not doing an assessment on her vagina and in between her legs.
exactly.
Like they're not babies anymore where you're changing their clothes and changing their underwears. So what she's saying is a cutting came from she cut in places where you couldn't see it, right?
So you
Exactly.
So
so no,
unless
I want to
you
disagree.
again, you're not looking at your daughters for JJ at 12 and 13. I'm sorry, you're
But
not.
she washing clothes. She washing clothes around that house.
What that
Don't
mean?
tell me you seen.
What does
Don't
that
tell.
mean, Corey?
Hold on. Understand what I'm saying? You know your daughter get a psyche. She might have a upset or whatever. But if you seeing bloody clothes around your house on a normal basis,
That's not how
who?
cutting works,
because
Kari.
he let
I
your
That's
know
not
child
That's
how
how
not how
go
cutting
cutting
in
works.
by
works.
You make a little
himself.
thin slits. I'm saying it's some signs you gonna see somewhere, some shape, form, or
No, not
size, man.
no,
necessarily. Not
Corey.
necessarily.
Not
Yes.
really. And a
Corey,
lot of the
Not
times the
as
not
nurses
true
parents,
at
ask you to
all.
Quick
leave the room
clarification,
because
T.
kids are more comfortable talking about things
Can I ask a quick
without their parents
clarification?
because some
Yeah.
parents make it impossible to have a conversation with them. So
right,
they can pretty much tell when you ask a question if the child look uncomfortable because the mama's sitting right there. That's when they be like, well, you want your mom? Do you want your mom in the room? And most of the
right,
time, if they say no, that's when the child opened up to the nurse without them being there. So
right,
I'm
and it's like, and it's
Go
not
ahead, babe.
it's not like the nurse can tell you what the child
Now I
said.
don't know about cutting because cutting is a sign of trauma, right? So
Right,
I
so
didn't know that the nurse
that's
don't. I don't know if ours having to disclose that because that can be lead to like suicidal, behaviors. So I don't know.
no
Now
what
that
the
I
nurse what the
that's
when
what
the
I'm saying. I
doctor
don't know why she wasn't able to tell you that. I will have to look that up to
no.
see why.
She wasn't able to
Um,
tell me that because of HIPAA. That was her personal information. When the
Mary, can
doctor
I?
came in, can you hold on for a second? When the doctor came in, the doctor suggested psychiatry for bipolar disorder. That's what my child
okay, so
had.
she did tell us something was going
Right. So
on.
she told me that she had bipolar disorder and that I had to take her to
Wow.
a child psychologist. So that's the only reason
So she
why
referred.
it was brought up. The cutting was brought up because I needed
Okay,
to know from my child, why does the doctor
that's
believe
tough.
me that
That's tough. That's
I
I
tough.
need
just
a child psychologist? And it's like, my daughter's spoiled and she gets everything she wants and blah, blah, blah. And I'm making up excuses when really it's just a chemical imbalance. It's not that I'm a bad parent or I'm a good parent. It's just something within them. The body
Yeah, that's
changes.
tough.
And then
That's
I think
tough.
a lot of the point
Hold on,
too was
Babs
these
had wanted to
people.
ask a question. Give
Oh,
one
I'm
second,
sorry. Go
y'all.
ahead.
Go ahead, Babs.
Yeah, no, it was just to Mary. I just wanted to make sure I heard her right. And I hope you're not going to take this wrong. Did you say the
Oh no,
child was there
anything
at
wrong.
8?
I'm
She
sorry.
You say
she
you
say her.
identify her being gay at 8?
Um, my child, since I got to go through pronouns now,
Uh-huh.
that's another thing you learn. Um, believes that she was gay at 8. So instead of saying, I'm sorry, my ring doorbell. Instead of saying to her, no, you're not this, and berating her, I just said, okay, well, we'll wait and discover and see what happens. And if that's what you want to go by now, I'll accept you as that.
They?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So now I have to do they, them, because I can't call her anymore. And then
What? Wait. How old is she? Now,
Gotcha.
see.
right now she's 20.
Okay, so when did you
You
start
know
calling her they them? At
I
8?
had to start calling her they, them after the 5th session at the therapist.
How old?
are you calling her they
16.
them because her bipolar disorder, or they them
No,
just because
those
that's how she
are
want to be called?
those are their pronouns.
Okay, so when she in your house say they can't eat here, them
She
people
says
gotta
16.
go. like,
Yes, I cannot say her, girl. I have to say we, them, are you.
and you talking to
Um,
one person. Do you know how that sounds? You talking to one person, but addressing them as multiple.
Corey,
I listen.
I can
I
have
can't
that
say.
whole conversation with
They
you
say
all
God
day.
don't put nothing on you that you can't handle. I just thank God that that wasn't the battle that I fought with my kids,
Oh, thank
because
God.
my rule has always been 18 when it comes to big decisions like that, changing your name, sexual, not even sexuality. Like if you decide you like something, okay, you like the same sex or whatever,
Yeah,
cool.
I
But
have to
I'm
go through
not
the
changing
arguments.
your name. I'm not helping you get no surgeries, none of that stuff. I always say 18 because one thing I'm not gonna do is help you make that decision underage, and then you blaming me because I allowed it. You know what I'm saying? So I create that. Those are boundaries. Like, when you get grown and you able to, you know, make those decisions at 18, 19, you know what I'm saying? That's on you, right? You're a grown up. But underage, I'm glad that I've never been in that situation. Because it probably would hinder my child. It probably would have made them resent me. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying?
It
Um,
Right.
does. It does
I, I get what
put
you're
you in that
saying.
position where you have to guard yourself and be respectful because you don't want to turn your child away. Even though, right now I want to have the argument with my child that you said you were gay between when you were 18 and 17, and now I send you off to college.
I thought you said 8.
Yeah, she told me she was gay when she was 8. So when she turned 17 and she went off to college, and my
So did
child,
you?
like
Okay, you. So when she told you she like
girls.
did you say what makes you think that, or where did you get that from? Like, because a lot of times we don't ask questions,
No,
right?
Exactly.
I ask questions because I want to be open with my child. So my problem and what I feel is that I gave them a cell phone. So they were able to look up things. And one thing about bipolar disorder that they can attach to other people's personalities and views very tightly. And that's what my child did. Because I gave a cell phone for safety reasons. So on the walk home, if something happens, they can call me. But I didn't realize that giving them the internet of where they can look up stuff, and you have places like TikTok and games where they can talk to other children, they can
have those conversations that are not censored as if you were there.
How, Mary, I
How
just
old
got
was you when
to
you
say
had
real
your
quick,
child?
Huh?
real quick. I want to drop down, but I just want to say real quick. First of all, T, thank you for letting me up. I do appreciate this
Keep it
because
coming.
this topic is a bit touchy. No pun intended. Mary, I just want to say shout out to you because I know it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see the court of public opinion saying delusion and this and that and the third. Thank you for making a
Nah, I'm
safe
not gonna
space
say.
for
I'm
your
not gonna say
child.
that. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you for respecting your child enough to, whether you agree or not, you showing them enough respect to show, like, to be there for them in that way. Because there's a lot of parents that's just like, I don't agree with that. I'm not calling you this. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
calling you
why I
that.
said I'm glad I didn't have to, because I wouldn't say I don't agree with it, but as far as changing your name and your identity, those are the things where I draw the line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you like the same, like if I have a son and he likes boys, at I don't even know about 8, because I'm not even finna talking to my 8-year-old son about liking girls. We're gonna have a conversation. Well, you ain't ready. You too young. So the conversation of being too young will come into play at 8, right?
I know people can say
That's for
that's
me, right?
delusional. I think people can say that's delusional in speaking, but the thing is that people have to be aware is teenage suicide is high.
No, what I'm
We,
saying is
we
at
don't
8,
pay
I don't even
attention to
think,
that.
what I'm saying is at 8, if my child came to me at 8 and was like, Mommy, I like girls, as a girl, I'm gonna be like, you don't even know what you like yet. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's talk about why you feel that way.
Explain it.
I'm gonna have a conversation like, well, what makes you think that, or where did those thoughts come from? Who told you that? And where did, you know what I'm saying? Why do you feel that way?
Right.
It's just having a conversation with them. You know what I'm saying? But even with my daughter when she was 14, my oldest, when she was 14, because you don't get it right at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So I remember asking her, like, do you like girls? I asked her, do she like boys yet? And she was just like, no. I'm like, well, do you like girls? And she said, no, Mom. Why would you ask me that? I said, because these days you have to ask, and either way it go, you know what I'm saying? That's how I play it. So if she told me she liked girls, then the rules was going to apply the same if she liked boys. Ain't no girls going to be coming up here, ain't no in the room, ain't no doors going to be closed, ain't none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because a lot of girls, they like each other. They in there hunching and they telling you that they friends. You know what I'm saying? So the rules will still apply all across the board, whether you like girls or boys. The rules are still the rules. So you have to ask them and you have to have those conversations and let them know, like, okay, if this is what you like, I respect that, but the rules are going to apply as if it was a boy. You get what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
not going to
I'm not
put,
saying
that's what
I'm
I was
putting
trying
that
to say.
label. I'm not saying I'm putting that label and
That's what I was
having
trying to
that
say.
discussion. I understand what you're saying. That's my exact point right there is that just because she's 8 and she told me that, I don't have to berate her. I can ask her those questions and have that connection with my child, knowing how she feels, and she's able to come and talk to me without there being any repercussions or scolding. So I accepted that. And I said, well, we'll see. And the psychiatrist tells me, I kept saying, we'll see. Oh, you're berating your child. And I'm looking at this bitch like, what? Sorry. And now she's 20 and she's dating a white guy. So I didn't believe that she was gay, but
You saying she changed her mind, Mary?
oh yeah, she changed her mind. She's dating a white guy.
Okay. Okay, got you.
So
My
I'm
my
gonna say
daughter,
this.
my daughter likes white guys.
I'm gonna
I
say
bel
this, right? My daughter
Boy,
is 15, and
Next year.
she has went through. I like girls. I like
Hold on,
boys.
Sadari. Jojo, the topics are not all over the place. You all over the place, because at the end of the day, we're talking about children, dating, and teenagers. The topics have expanded. It's open. Um, it's not all over the place. But that orange ass hair you got in your head, now that is. Go ahead, y'all.
So my daughter has went through. I like boys. I like girls. I like boys again. I like girls. I have set her down plenty of times, right? And I remember when she was 10, the school sent home a letter saying that they were gonna have the LGBTQ community come in and have a conversation. I left my daughter home because I felt like, first of all, I didn't have no knowledge of what was going on in the LGBTQ community at that time. So I had to do some research myself before I just let anybody tell her anything. So after I did the research, I also had to tell her, like, listen, um, you know that STDs don't only come from a boy, they come from a girl. Girls can have chlamydia and gonorrhea in their mouths and give it to you. No ever think that it can't happen. So, I say that to say this. You see how Charmin said her daughter is with a man now? So, at this age, you know, and as teenagers, they go through identity crisis. And I think that's where I'm not saying that the LGBTQ community is wrong, but sometimes I feel like they push so much on these children that
I
it
blame the
makes,
schools. I blame the
yeah, the
schools too.
schools too. The schools too.
I do.
Because
Because they're forcing it into they're forcing a lot of
right.
these conversations. They're forcing even in daycares.
Mhm.
Even in daycares, they want you to have the books and they want you to have the talks. And I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. I remember having a fight with my supervisor about it, a few years back, about teaching the kids about kids that got two moms. I'm
Mhm.
not talking to them about that shit. That let their parents talk to them about that.
Some of the
I
cartoons too, though.
refuse
Some of the
to have that
cartoons too,
conversation
T.
with them.
Some
Huh?
cartoons too, T. Some cartoons,
Yeah,
they
I know. I think a lot of it's being pushed and I think they're too young to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
too young. They're like if the kids see a kid get dropped off by two moms, that kid will be inquisitive enough to ask their parent, Mom, my friend has
Yep.
two mommies. And that's up to that parent to educate their kid about that. You know what I'm saying? It's not up to me as a teacher because everybody has different belief systems. So for me as a teacher to introduce this to a kid, I feel like I'm overstepping my boundaries. I'm overstepping. That's not my job to educate them about things that they should be having with their parents. Every kid's maturity level is. I had a little boy that was 3 years old. No, Emmett was 4, and he could tell you the whole process of how to make a baby. All parents and children maturity level is different. He can tell you the real way to make a baby. I could read you the post. Like you take the penis, you hold it steady, you put it into the vagina, and then it releases a little sperm. It releases he literally broke down the whole how to make a baby process to me.
Wow.
well, I
All the
believe
way to the baby being born, and if it's hard for the baby to come out, you take a special tool and cut the tummy open to bring the baby out. He was 4.
I believe this too, T. I believe that every parent should have that safe space where your child can come to you about anything. But it's a lot of parents also that are actually in denial when they see some of the behaviors that are changing, and they scared to face it. They scared to address it with the child.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
agree.
this to you
Somebody
that
that's exactly what I was finna get to because somebody just said he knew biology. What she just said is absolutely right. The place that I worked, the parents were scientists, and they don't think like us, right? They break things down to the science. So she's absolutely right. The mom was teaching through the scientific way of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that people don't understand. Every kid and every parent is different. And that's why it ain't on me to be having no conversations.
Hey T, I have to drop down. I'm sorry. I had surgery last week and my meds are kicking in. I wanted to say thank you to you. Thank you to the panel. I didn't get any violations or nothing, so I don't know what happened. Whatever it
Yeah, you
was.
gotta got a report, and I had to
Yes.
drop you because so you wouldn't get
No
your.
worries. Bygones be bygones. Again, everybody has their own opinion about what each person says. I wanted to say thank you. This is a very informative topic. It's something that I feel like a lot of people don't talk to their kids enough about. All the parents, the fathers, and the mothers that have been on the panel and that I got to hear speak, keep up doing the great job. And thank you guys for having me up. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
How you do?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I'm
this
glad
went. This
all of y'all
went.
won.
This is a lot. This was a lot today.
I'm glad I only got one more child. And once you turn 18, you're not grown to me, but hey, you got a little more freedom to do what you want to do in life. Just still make sure you get yourself right and do what you got to do. I'm there in every step of the way. But I don't play those games about a kid telling me what they think they is and what they want to do. I don't care about these psychologists out here that tell you you ain't supporting your kid. I am supporting them. I'm making sure they got what they need in life. Y'all want to support them in all these weird ass ways. And this is why you got these people preying on children. Because
Yeah.
these psychologists and other things, they are making the parents seem delusional out here. For real. They making us seem like we crazy when kids making grown up decisions before they even turn 16. And that's wow.
I mean,
They
they
telling
like
you
you
what
have
your
to
child
understand
wants.
again. I don't know why y'all don't get this. They go to school as a young teen and they leave as an adult. So when y'all say this before they turn 16 shit, they're around grown motherfuckers in high school. They go in at 14, they leave at 18. They're around this on 80% of their day throughout the year. And y'all actually think they not gonna learn some things and talk like they're around these people every day unless you homeschool? You better start talking to them at 14. You better start talking to them before they hit the high school. Because they're going to be exposed to shit that if you don't explain it to them, somebody else will. I don't know why y'all don't get that. At the end of the day, you have to be the one that's going to let them know what is up, or somebody else will tell them. And this is what I told my kids. If you don't feel comfortable talking to me, find another trusted adult that you can talk to. I will not be mad at you if it's not me. I will not be mad at you if you uncomfortable with telling me. A lot of parents ain't used to letting that, allowing, releasing, being the one that they confide in all the time. You might not be the one because you might be hard to talk to. You might not know how to shut the fuck up. They might see how you talking to your friends on the phone. And they might want somebody else to talk to. And if they talk to the wrong person gonna give them the wrong advice. So you tell them to find another trusted adult that they can speak to. Not another kid, not another peer. Another trusted adult. They need to talk about it. Period. Y'all talking about before 18, before 16. My whole friend group was pregnant at 15 and we ain't go to school together. We always brought up in different, my whole friend group is 3 of us. 4. Me, Paulette, Coco, and Kiana. Kiana had a 2-parent home. Church, everything. Raised with a mama and a daddy. Pregnant at 15. Coco, just her mama. She was the oldest sister, the boss of the house. Pregnant at 15. Me, foster care. And we weren't in school together. We weren't in school together. We all got pregnant at different times but the same age. Let me say that. Different times but at the same age. We all had different upbringings. Talk to
It's
your
still
kids.
it still could have been a common relation between all y'all though,
No, it
T.
wasn't. Because I
See,
wasn't
I
even
don't
around.
think
I'm telling you right now, I wasn't even
I
around, Coco. I wasn't
that,
around them when they was getting pregnant.
listen,
Literally
hold on.
so.
You
Wait,
can
T,
have two.
I
wasn't even
Hold on.
hanging
You
with
can
them.
I don't
listen.
think
Hold
Corey
on. You can have
understands.
2 parents. You can have
Corey,
2 parents in the household and still don't get that family structure and attention
She did
that
have the
you ain't
family
even.
structure. I'm telling you right now. She had it
Because
all.
she went to church. Because she went to church. Don't
I was the one
necessarily.
that was sleeping over there when I was over there as a teenager. I'm telling you, she had the right family structure. She had the mother, the daddy, the brother. She had everybody. They was paying attention. But
T, you ain't even let me finish. You cut me off.
because you don't know. I know what she had. I grew up with her.
But I'm speaking on her attention.
I'm
I'm not
speaking on her
speaking on
attention
her.
too. Her mother and them was
Okay.
very attentive. They
Okay.
had me as a they brought me in.
so Corey, let me say this to you, right? As a like when we talk about the kids being able to go into the doctor's office by themselves, right? I am the guarantor, which means I am the parent, right? I cannot make decisions, although my insurance pay for it. I'm the guarantor, but she's the patient. That's how HIPAA works, right? Um, at 12 years old,
The doctor asked my daughter in front of me, and I was shocked. And this was 3 years ago, about to be 4. Do you want your mother in the room with you? Fast forward, I took her to see, because her doctor recommended me to let her see a gynecologist, although she's not sexually active. I took her to the gynecologist. You know what they told me? Mom, you cannot come in the room at all. If there is something wrong, we will bring you in after the gynecologist appointment, and
Oh
we will
shit.
sit in my office and talk. That's how that goes. So I think a lot of people don't understand when it comes to your child. Yes, you are the guarantor. Yes, you are the insurance holder. Yes, you are that. But the
They were so good, y'all.
HIPAA law,
And
it tells you.
this is what y'all not understanding. They done changed all these laws, put everything in place so they can manipulate your kids the way they want to. It is what it is. You don't have no say in the medical treatment to your kid. You don't have no say in the medical conversations that these doctors have. Just like the lady said, the nurse practitioner told her to get a toy and an orgasm. That's the
That
point.
was out of line, but that's not why they changed the laws. They changed the laws because a lot of girls was getting pregnant throwing babies in the garbages. A lot of girls were getting were getting touched on, even boys. They changed the laws because with parents in there, kids wasn't saying shit, and they were there. It was causing a lot of problems in the end. You got babies being thrown in trash cans and flushed down toilets because they
And
weren't.
what's gonna happen?
Excuse me, let me finish. This is why they changed it. Because you young girls that was in tune with their bodies had strict ass parents that didn't give a fuck. You gonna do what I say when I say it. They was getting kids beat out of them. They was getting kids beat out of them, kicked out of their bellies. I'm talking about the girls that was getting pregnant, y'all. Now we got the boys too, but I'm telling y'all because boys ain't throwing babies in the garbages, okay? So a lot of that stuff had to be put in place for the
But see,
protection of what they knew what could not be prevented unless you homeschooled.
if
But
they
then what
don't
about the
tell,
ones that was getting pregnant by the uncles and the daddies in the
if
houses? Let me shut
see,
up.
if they listen, if they don't tell, if the doctors don't tell the parents that this child is pregnant, this child can hide that pregnancy,
They don't
and when they
have to, Corey.
listen,
They
listen,
don't
listen,
have
listen
to.
to me because she just made a point. If the doctors and the nurses say this child is pregnant and the parents is not in the room, the child don't have to disclose this to the mom. They can go home wear baggy clothes, do all this, hide this pregnancy, and still flush that baby down the toilet, still throw that baby in the trash. So what good
Yes.
is that helping?
But you have
It's
less
the
of that. You
same
had less. Okay, but
scenario.
the numbers of that changed once they start having the. You know what I'm saying? Like care. They got choices now. You don't have. They don't have to keep the baby. Like they were able to abort things of that nature. There were more choices that were put in place where those things were happening less. Is what I'm trying to explain.
Exactly. My mom
We
was.
don't know that. We can't
My
say that.
mom.
T. That's not
I'm
true.
trying. Okay. All right.
Corey, give me a second.
But T, would you say you did say that she had two parents, your friend, but you also mentioned that they took you in and you were staying in the house.
They didn't take
So
me in for that. I didn't live there. What I mean by took me. Okay. Well, let me bring it to you.
I'm just saying, you ever
By the
heard the
time
term peer pressure is a motherfucker?
that wasn't what happened.
So
That's why I'm
peer
trying to.
pressure would be
Okay,
stronger
you
than
can't.
parent
Okay,
pressure.
mute. You're not gonna tell me about my friend group. What I'm explaining to you is by the time we got pregnant, okay, her parents took me in as like a godchild. I didn't live there. I would go there on the weekends. Woo, 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 woo. By the time the pregnancies happened, I just told y'all, we all got pregnant at the same age, but different times, right? We weren't even around each other anymore. By the time Coco turned 16 first, her birthday in February. Just listen to the span of it. By the time she was pregnant, February, I wasn't even around her. I was in a whole nother school district. Didn't
Who
even
got
know she
pregnant
was
first?
pregnant. She did the other one, not the one with the 2-parent home. The other one that was already basically somewhere else.
So they
Then
got
me.
pregnant. My bad. Go ahead.
Can I please talk? It was my older friend first. My birthday in September. I was pregnant. Next. The real long time friend. I didn't even find out Coco was pregnant until she almost gave birth. By the time I'm literally pregnant. Okay? I was already pregnant.
So what does that have to do with them influencing you?
Ain't nobody influenced me is what I'm trying to explain.
No, what I'm saying is,
we weren't going out. I'm saying what I'm saying is we all were. You not even letting me fucking finish my statement.
What
I'm saying is.
All right, go ahead.
Mac, you have a bad echo too. You got to drop and come back up, bro.
We weren't. None of us were even living around each other by the times we all got pregnant. We didn't even start back hanging out until we all had babies and we were just single moms. Not single moms, young moms. We all wasn't fucking around. Different boys, different ages, different environments. What I'm saying is we came up in different things and we came up in different home structures and all got pregnant at the same age, not the same time. We all weren't pregnant at the same time. The same age.
I get you, but what I'm saying is birds of a feather flock together.
Sure, we weren't flocking at that time, is what I'm saying.
All right, I'm not saying y'all were flocking at that time, right? When you got pregnant, right? But you guys were flocking when you developed the activity that got you pregnant, right?
No, we weren't. That's what I'm trying to explain.
So you and your friends wasn't sleeping with guys at the time when you was hanging with each other?
No, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. We all, when we were hanging together, we were 14. We weren't even having sex. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 15. I was in a whole nother school.
But all right,
I wasn't even hanging with them like that no more.
All right, but she still could have had other friends that come from single mother homes that could have influenced her.
Okay.
So just because you're saying I wasn't around her doesn't mean the two parents.
I'm telling you us together. I'm saying us. I don't give a fuck about who was influencing her. What I'm saying is we all came from different walks of life, different environments, and we all got pregnant at the same exact age. One came from a 2-parent home. I had a 2-parent foster home. The other one had a 1-parent home. And then another one had a 2-parent home. The same exact age. We all got pregnant. We weren't hanging together at the times. All I'm saying is it doesn't matter where you come from. We all got pregnant at the same age under different circumstances. That's all I'm saying. That's it. 2-parent, 1-parent, foster parent. All of us got pregnant at the same age. Not the same time, but the same age. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is the influence of women being promiscuous, majority of the time, is coming from older women teaching these things to their daughters.
What no older woman?
So you having a friend in the neighborhood.
What no older woman teaching me shit?
Her influence. I'm not talking about you.
What no older woman teaching none of us shit? What are you talking about? So we weren't even around those type of age group women. We weren't around them.
I'm talking about your moms, and I'm not talking specifically about you.
Who moms?
You're saying simply because they come from a 2-parent household that it doesn't matter.
I said they came from. Everybody came from a different environment. That's all I'm saying.
But what I'm saying, the environment you're speaking of doesn't always matter when the single mother's children are mingling with the.
First of all, none of us there. I didn't say none of us were single mothers because all of our kids' fathers were still around. Let's get that clear.
I didn't say you was a single mother. Can you listen?
Okay, but what I'm saying, what I'm saying is none of that have you always trying to bring up single mothers. I don't know what the fuck you got against single mothers, but you always this ain't got shit to do with single mothers. We're talking about teenagers. You always find a way to insert a single mother narrative in here when we're not speaking of that. We're talking about teenagers and talking to your kids at no matter what. We're not talking about single mothers. We're not talking about single fathers. We're talking about talking to your children at a young age because no matter what home they grow up in, they are still going to do what they want to do.
All right, so if that's what you're talking about, why are you touching on 2-parent households and saying it doesn't matter and then telling
because
me
what I'm saying is no matter what environment you grow up in, the outside influences will dominate your home environment. That's the point. That's all that right. That was the point.
I agree with you.
Okay, cool. You got an echo.
My mom was a DCF for 25 years. I just lost her last year. And what they were noticing is that a lot of the homes was because either the parent was on drugs or the parents were working and weren't able to watch their child, which was the rise of so many teen pregnancies. So I don't know where you were coming from with that mind about single mothers and different environments. That's kind of crazy. But I'm gonna drop. Thank you for that.
But what you just said was the point that I was trying to make earlier. Is what's lacking. You can have a two-parent home and something could be lacking between the parents and the kids. The parents could be
Yes,
constantly working. Hold on, calm down. Let me finish saying what I'm saying. In the situation T laid out, two parents, both could be in the household, both could be consistent
I can tell you
workers.
what's lacking. The
Can I
conversation.
finish?
No, because I'm telling you what's lacking. The
All right.
conversation. None of
But
our parents had the conversation with us. Not any of
okay,
our parents sat down and had a conversation with us. It was don't do it. It's
but
the
that's
the,
what
oh,
y'all
the what was
that's
lacking
what
with
y'all
each
had
of
in
us was
common.
right. That's what I'm trying to explain. People need to start talking to their kids.
They not
Start
having a
having the conversation.
Okay,
That's
they
my
but when I'm
whole
trying to
point.
get to what y'all had in common, you was no.
No,
I
because what I'm explaining is the one common denominator between kids and the parents is not not the two parent home, one parent home, bad parent, good parent. It's the talk. It's the
It didn't matter.
conversation. That's most of the common denominator with most teenagers. Nobody's talking to them.
Please
Yeah.
give him what the
I'll
solution
also
is,
add
But what if
to
it's
y'all
not just
conversation.
no one is talking to them? People are advocating for their actions and allowing their actions. A lot of a lot of women allow their daughters to wear skimpy clothes and to
Not finna do
have
that.
dudes
Go
sleep
ahead,
in
be
the
more.
house. They allow dudes to sleep in the house. They allow their boyfriends to come and live. Black China, her mama said
Can I say
her
something?
boyfriend was selling narcotics or whatever, and her mama let him move in the house. Right.
This
So there's a
this
lot
That's
of
not
is
what
what
we're
I
women
want
that
talking
to
do
about
that.
at
say,
this
bro.
point.
This is what I want to say because
Go
I
ahead.
get irritated like a lot of people do. Because like they said, they not talking about a certain thing, but y'all keep inserting things. But one thing that I notice is every time we get to talking about these certain situations, y'all constantly talking about the women and what the women and the girls and they need to act like this. But then when it turns to these little boys, y'all embracing all this hypersexualism with these little boys, and where they gonna get it from if it ain't the little girls is gonna be hypersexual with them? But y'all making it one sided and it's really messing these kids' head up. Because these little girls trying to grow up to y'all stupid ideologies about how they supposed to be. But meanwhile you letting these little boys just run amok because that's what a man do. And they ain't even men
That's
yet.
good.
They
That's it
they,
right
they
there.
they can't even take care of themselves yet. But y'all really ready to vouch for them for
But you keep on saying
FMC
y'all, but you're not saying nothing that I said. I
black
didn't say anything
men,
about that.
black men, bro.
All
And
right,
that's
but at
the
the same
point of
time,
it. And
you're
y'all try to
accusing me.
listen. You
You're
do
holding
what
me
y'all. Hold
accountable
up, I'm
for what
not
I'm
done
saying
yet.
because I'm saying
Y'all
something. You're
do
holding me
what
accountable
y'all
for what
do
you think black men
well.
are doing
Listen,
because I'm
bro.
saying
Listen.
something about black women. That doesn't
Listen.
make sense.
Because y'all do what y'all do very
All right,
well.
but
You
that just means you
deflect.
don't have anything to say,
You
and you're just coming up
deflect,
Hold
here
on,
with
y'all
bro.
ain't
problems that you
tapping.
have with black
You
men.
Y'all ain't
You
tapping, and
deflect.
have
y'all ain't
problems
sitting,
with
helping
black
me reach
men.
the
Can I
live
So
goal.
since
What's
finish
you
going
hear
though?
a
on,
black
y'all?
man
Hold
saying
up.
something
I
you
wasn't
don't agree
even
with
finished,
about
bro. I
black
wasn't
women,
finished.
you're going to
Oh,
tell
why
me
you
your
always
problems is with
interrupting
black
people,
men.
Matt?
I
What's
wasn't
wrong? Why
finished,
you want to
bro.
fight all the
Because
time?
there's too many of y'all on these platforms, bro. And it's like y'all like a disease right now, bro. Because y'all too
Thank
focused
you.
in on women. And I got a son. And before anything of talking down on a woman, I'm
You
making
got an
sure my
echo, Matt.
son, quote unquote, know how to be, act, respect, and all that good stuff. But y'all too busy focus on these females, and it's evident y'all don't want nothing to change with the boys coming up, cause y'all thinking y'all encouragement to society that is, oh well, they just being men. They boys gonna be boys long as they ain't gay. That's y'all whole attitude. And then you sit here and try to cry like, cause I'm saying this towards you, I'm trying to take up for the women. No, I'm saying Negroes, stop being so focused on them, and it's a bunch of boys out here running amok.
Well, let me just
That
say this.
part.
The thing is, you just don't understand it, right? The reason why we're not telling them anything is because if we stop them, we literally will have no more black children, no more black boys will be popping out because the men that are behaving like we should behave are not getting any play. They're not getting the marriage. They're not getting the access to the woman. So the Pookies and Ray Rays are keeping us running. So we don't tell them shit. You know why? Because that's the only way our race is surviving. So maybe if you thought past what women are saying, you will have an understanding. If you thought about the logic of the situation and not the feelings of the situation, right? So there are a lot of black men that are behaving in bad manners, but these women are attracted to them. These women give them the most access. These women lust after
What the
them
hell
on
are
a
you
daily
You just
talking
basis.
about?
contradicted yourself in the same sentence, bro. You just
How?
said that, oh, if we do this, we're going to stop
Mac,
having
drop and come
babies.
back. You go. Your
But
echo
then
is
you just
bad.
said something about wanting the women to stop being promiscuous. So anywhere it go, baby's going to be stopped, right? I mean, am I hearing him wrong or something? Because
No, you not. He gonna come
he
back up. He
clearly
had an
just
echo.
said in two ways babies are going to stop. But you telling me, since I'm saying to get the
Yes, you
boys
are
right,
hearing me
that's
wrong. I
going to
never
stop
said
kids from
anything
being
about
made
the women
because it was
when
mostly
I just spoke
pookies
just
only
now. I never
making
said
kids.
anything about women being promiscuous. I said women are choosing men that behave badly. You came up and spoke about the bad behaviors of men, and I'm telling you that's the men that the women are choosing, right? So I'm not. If you listen, you'll understand what I'm saying instead of just trying to think of a response.
Well, first of all, bro, you're labeling, and I'm not gonna go for that, bro. A lot of y'all do that now.
That's
Y'all do
rhetoric.
that whole
That's rhetoric.
that
That's
yeah, you're
rhetoric.
spurring out rhetoric. You're right because it's not true. You're sitting out here saying all the pookies and this and that, bro. I have an uncle that's not a pookie, and you know what? He didn't raise or be around his child. He paid his child support for 18 years, but he was not a
Man, what
pookie.
does that have to do with what I'm
It has a
talking
lot
about, bro? You
because
lost in the
what you're
sauce. You
talking
don't. You don't
about,
even understand the
what you're talking
conversation.
about is a
What does
pity
that have to
party,
do with what
bro.
I'm talking
What you're
about? How does
talking
that
about is
correlate
a
with what
pity
I'm talking
party,
about?
bro. You're using
You
another
just you
man's
just saying
talking
shit just to
points
say it, and
to
it's
create a
aggravating.
pity party, bro. That's what you're not understanding.
If you
You're
See, the
was
thing
creating a
is, when
going
pity
you can't
to
party
attack the
make
for
argument at
that
men
hand, then you
while
just start
point,
throwing
demonizing the
insults and
woman.
just
It's
start
like, bro,
coming out
it's
your feelings
simple.
like
It's
a
very
woman. Then
clear what you're
that's what
doing.
happened. When you can't think of anything to say, you start behaving like a woman and throwing
How
insults
am
and
I
talking
behaving
emotionally,
like a
right?
woman? You're
I
you're
talked
doing
to
the
you very
typical
logically. I gave you my
internet stuff,
logic
bro.
behind the
Your logic
situation.
doesn't
And what
work,
did you
bro.
do? You
Your
start
logic
talking
is
about your
flawed.
feelings. It
You
sounds
don't
like you
want
want to
another
cry.
nigga telling
It
you
sounds
that
like
your
you're getting
logic.
sassy with me,
How am
sir.
I? Yeah, now I'm getting sassy. This is what you internet dudes do.
Yeah, I can
Y'all
hear the
all
slick
do
in your
this.
tongue.
Women do the same
I can hear the
thing,
curve in
but
your
it
tongue while you
don't
talking
it
to me.
don't work, bro. It don't work for everybody. Stop it. Y'all lame. Y'all don't see
And
that?
I
It's
believe you're lame. I believe
2024
that you're
and
a
you lame
man with
niggas
little
still talking
character and
about
you don't know what's going on
pimp
in the world. You
and
basically have been listening
gay
to
and
these
all this
women
stuff,
and you
bro.
have
Like
formed an
you're a
opinion based
lame,
off
bro.
of that. I believe that
You
you're a
don't have no
nobody.
more power behind you but to start doing that. You're typical, brother. You are
You're
very
typical
typical.
with your 600 followers.
You're
That's
very.
typical to me.
Hey,
I
I'm
had
new to
that probably
TikTok.
3 days being here.
T,
You're
T,
typical, brother. You're
bro,
He's
mentioning
the grown
I'm
ass
bro,
man.
you
typical
derailing the conversation
with
with
your
a
600
whole.
followers, sir. That's very
You
typical.
I'm
derailing
not
the
worried about
conversation
my
with a point
followers,
that
bro.
ain't hitting like it's supposed to happen, bro. I've been sitting here watching this conversation flow. Ain't been no argument, maybe a little bit of disagreement, but you came up here with a whole mute point that about women being motherfucking the problem. Come on, bro, Mac. Not today, bro. Not today, bro.
So you don't want to hear the real answer to the question. You just want to cry like a bunch of bitches. You want to
But
sit
that
here and talk
wasn't
about
What
a
even
you
the
fake
doing? What
That
you
problem
wasn't the
that's
doing,
not
topic,
that's
bro?
not
bro.
out there. That's what
Look
y'all
what
That's
want
you
to
not
do.
the
doing, bro.
topic.
You calling
And
people
and, and the
names
and
and
the
all
The
kind of
topic
reality
is the
of it
problem.
is, and the reality of it is, Mac, the reason why people don't listen to you is because you sit up here and say that the women are not choosing the good men like you, but you're not displaying good characteristics at this
I
point in
never said
time.
they didn't choose
Hey,
me.
Slim, you got
Never
the
said
echo,
they
bro.
didn't choose me. That's
That's
where you
not
get
me
it
with the
messed up at.
echo.
So if you didn't say they weren't choosing you,
T,
how
you
you
gotta
know
mute
who
your
them
mic. You
choose?
muted your mic.
Because you clearly said who they was
How the
choosing.
fuck we got an echo? It's
That's
Mac with
Mac.
the
That's
echo.
Mac with the echo. Listen, man, I could care less, right? When we was talking about 13-year-olds with toys, I mean, y'all, Matt came up here speaking on T and her three friends having babies at the age of 15. That's what Matt, see, all y'all ass on topic who don't know the fucking topic. And so, I mean, I'm laughing at the
Exactly. I'm
comments
just
who
speaking
think
on what was
I
talking
don't
about.
share the
Our
same
people was
views
already
as
talking
Matt.
about.
I don't share the
Be
same
Seymour was
piggyback for
absolutely
you.
right though. We have been talking about young girls, but we do not. Um, We don't talk about young boys, and even across the app, like you hear men speaking on women, girls, prom dresses, all of these things, but you don't hear. And I do feel like the boys are just left by the wayside because don't nobody talk to the boys. Everybody talking about or to the young girls or even the women, but nobody talking to the boys, and the boys are just left out by the wayside to figure it out on their own. I feel like the men are failing the boys
I
tremendously.
wouldn't say that's 100% true
Because
because
most of the men are boys.
older men told me to get coochie. Older men told me,
Exactly.
that's
That's
what they
why they're
told me.
failing them.
They
They're
told me
telling
to
you
get
they're
coochie.
not telling you about the respect of your body. Why your
Older
body is
men are
important. Why
teaching us.
they're not telling you your self-worth. Go out there and go hit whatever girl you want. That's not teaching you. Who reporting? Y'all
Y'all
drop and
about to
come back.
go. Y'all got some sissy people over here.
I ain't
Now
get.
see, that's why you got reported. Drop and come back. Now see, don't do
But
that.
older men are teaching us. Older men taught us to validate our masculinity through how many women we could sleep with. That was the
Exactly.
difference.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like not to value your bodies or none of that. You know what I'm saying? That's not taught. It's not taught
But
to
but
young
but you
boys.
gotta. I'm gonna tell you what like red pillars like Mac are really kind of trying to say right now. For women to
You can do
allow men in the
25. 25
household,
to keep them
to
down.
allow men in the
Goddess.
household with their kids, and choose different if you planning on having kids. I mean, it is what it is. We see a lot of single mothers out here without the kid's father in their lives and stuff like this. So they don't know how to make their talking point when they're talking to it because they ramble everything together. They're not standing on one solid point of allowing the father in their life if you're not in a relationship with them or not. See, and that's what it is. They just ramble everything together and throw it in women's face. And it is what it is. I mean, that's the only way they can speak about it.
And that's why I'm hated when I bring them type of situations up because it's you see it everywhere. Every platform we go on, it's the same talking points, it's the same excuses, but you'll never hear them say, "Hey, we need to start teaching our young brothers this. We need to start teaching our boys this. We need to start
That's because
telling
they
our
don't
boys
know
to
what
be
to start
celibate."
teaching them though.
Thank you,
But
They
Shay.
still trying to teach them. They still trying to teach them antiquated ideology of what a man's supposed to be in 2024, and that shit not working because women are actually getting taught something differently. Like women are not being taught to be homemakers and baby makers and wives and shit anymore. Know what I'm saying? They're being taught to go out here and fulfill your dreams. Know what I'm saying? And then worry about and focus on the family. So when you teaching them to be just leaders, providers, and protectors, that's the script that they know, and they're not paying attention to what women are doing to be like, hey, look, I might need to be a little bit better of a companion because saying I'm just gonna be a leader, provider, protector in 2024, man, most of these women be like, man, I got my own shit, I can do my own thing, feel me? I don't need your money, nigga. I need a good companion. I need somebody that can come in here and at least, know what I'm saying, have a good time with me, have a good conversation with me, somebody that could actually hear me out, validate me, and everything else. But we still talking about leading, providing, and protecting, and our body count don't matter when they don't even pay attention to a man being hypersexual is actually detrimental to his own health at the exact same time, and his emotional health and his relationship health down the line, because the more bodies you have as a man, the more the harder it becomes to connect with a woman. They not actually addressing that shit, and I'm addressing it from experience. It is harder for me to connect or to value a woman, like, unless she damn near was a hoe in her past, feel me? But that's just how that shit go. Cause the more shit you experience, the more shit you gonna crave. So it's
So you saying you lust for whores then? That's just your
no. I
preference.
don't lust for whores. I'm saying she gonna have to be damn near that freaky, real
Well, I
freaky. You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
it's,
And but that's because you experience so much shit when you out here. When you fucking multiple different women, bro, you gonna encounter. You gonna start to crave things from one. You're gonna start to crave all the shit that you experience from all of these women when you settle down from one woman, and that one woman
but
may
that's
not be
not what
able to
I
give
crave,
you
and
that.
I done been there though. I listen. All I crave is ambition and loyalty from a woman. Sex will come as a part of it, but if you loyal, ambitious, and have ambition with yourself, that's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for nothing else. And I can't get that in this day and age out of a woman. So guess what? I revert back to doing what I used to do when I was 20 something. Shit, you want to just fuck? We gonna fuck. It is
You
what it
making
is
my
because
point though,
you
bro.
putting it,
That's
you
my
putting
point
yourself in
exactly
that
when I'm
situation.
talking to the young boys,
You
because they
making my
looking at
point at
older
this point in
men
time
say
though,
that,
Corey.
and
But
then
they
they're
putting
taking that
themselves in that
and
situation.
putting.
I can bond with them if they have these qualities that I'm looking for. But because it's so hard to find a woman with them qualities out here, guess what? I revert back to what I was when I was 20.
But don't you
But
think that don't going to get you anywhere for the youth? If you're saying that as this and saying you're going
Hey,
to
Jermaine, we
revert
can't
back
hear,
to
bro.
your 20,
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm
No,
just
we can't
sitting
hear.
here, huh?
bro, your air conditioner is blowing in your phone or something.
I ain't got no air conditioner in here.
Or
Your
your mic
background is
bad in the
loud.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Can I interrupt for a second? I just want to bring it back to the topic. While you all were talking, I got four of my daughters on FaceTime, right? So I'm at now, they're all beyond 13, they're all grown, but I have granddaughters. So I asked them the question, and I just found out some interesting stuff. So my daughter has a 17-year-old. She said she would absolutely not buy anything. I said, well, have you had the conversation? She said, yeah. But every time I bring it up, she says, I'm not ready for that. I don't want to talk about that. She's 17. She's like, I'm not interested. I said, well, when she's interested, are you open? She said, absolutely. Okay, moving on. My next daughter, in her 30s, she's married. I asked her. She said, I absolutely would not buy that, but I would give her other options. We would talk about it. She asked her wife. Her wife was like, no, we're not having none of that conversation. So now they're over there talking. Then I go to the next daughter, and she's like, she has a son. So she said, this doesn't apply to me, but any questions, go to your dad. Okay. Then my youngest daughter, I'm so damn disappointed. I'm finna drive out to her house. I said, Ty, her name is Tattoo. I said, Ty, if Poo Poo came to you 13, I said, would you buy it? She was just like, yeah, she could put it in my cart. I said, what you say? She said she can put it in my cart. They got my Amazon on their iPhones. I said, no, not a regular toy, a grown-up. She said, Ma, I heard you the first time. I said, what the fuck do you mean put it in your cart? She said, if she is advanced enough to ask me for what she want, she already know. I said, well, are you talking to her leading up to anything? She said, yeah. She said, I talk to my kids all the time. She was like, we would definitely have the conversations, but if she flat out come and say, Mom, can you buy the pink one? I'm gonna buy it. She already know what she wants. I'd rather have her come ask me for it than go down the street with some boy. And we all looking at her with our mouth open. We on FaceTime.
How old is she?
She's 27.
I just asked my daughter. She 19. I just said, if I was to buy you a vibrator right now, what would you do? She said, what? I said, would you be calm? She's like, no, why would you buy me that? Like, she's like, she thinks it's weird as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
as open as I've told y'all I am with my kids.
And that's 19.
Right. As open as I am, I just gave y'all 4 different children that I raised with 4 different answers. So I'm like, really over here.
Venice, do you need to borrow my belt? You don't have to return it though.
Hey,
Man, listen, I want to go drive out to her house.
hey, you wanna do a quick experiment? I give you my baby mama phone number. You can call her and watch. She gonna say we ain't never probably had this talk, but they just know what I would say off the rip. You wanna have an experiment right now?
Sure. You think they gonna answer?
Yeah, she gonna answer.
Okay.
Listen, I just now listen, after this, we just had like a 10-15 minute phone call. They asked, Mom, when was the last time you were intimate? They know I'm divorced. And I'm like, why? And then it's like, well, Mom, do you still masturbate? One daughter says she does it twice a day. The other daughter says I only do it when ain't nobody here. And this is the conversation that I'm sitting here having with my children as I'm listening to y'all. So I'm not going to take TikTok into my kids anymore because I told y'all they drive me crazy. But again, I want to stress the part. One thing they did say is we are glad that we were able to talk to you. That's the biggest thing. Your
I'm
children have
sorry.
to be able to talk to
Listen,
you.
That is a
T.
very uncomfortable conversation. Ask your mom to
I,
emasculate
I
like
ain't
that.
I,
gonna lie,
ask her.
y'all.
Ask her.
You
Hold
know
on,
what?
T.
Here's the thing. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. Here's the thing. My daughter's wife was like, I can't believe y'all talking to Tracy like this. She in the background saying this. She's a grown woman. She said, I could never. I could never. And we're asking her, when did you talk to your mom? You knew you was gay at 10. When did she's like, I've never talked to my mom. To this day, I've never.
Yeah, I've had my daughter's friends. They talk to me. Like even one of them got pregnant. She ended up having a miscarriage, but she came to me. She didn't go to her
I've
mama.
always been the same way. But
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
almost.
you all are having this conversation. All I want you guys to remember is that it's important that we're sending these people out here, and everybody ain't gonna coddle our almost grown kids.
That's
They're not
true.
gonna be coddled out there. You all they have to get the hard shit at home. And I wanted to say this, like puberty is a big, big thing. I'm raising a daughter who started puberty at the age of 2. If anybody in here knows
Shay
my
said at my
story,
big age, my mom would still drag me across the road.
I mean, but you have to have the conversation. Those hormones and everything take over. I mean,
But don't let them kids, don't let them girls ask you if you still masturbating. Man, that's uncomfortable. I don't want to hear that shit.
I'm gonna tell the truth before I call this girl Fakari. I wish somebody would have talked to me.
yep.
Um, I really do. I was 14, sitting in a circle of girls and a track. We were on track, and my foster mom was really strict. My foster mom and my foster father was very strict. I couldn't do nothing as it was, right? I couldn't talk to them about anything because I felt like if I talk to them, they're going to really not let me go nowhere. I couldn't go nowhere. I joined track, I joined cross country, I joined drill team. I was even a water girl on the basketball team just so I can get the fuck out the house, right? So I remember sitting at a track meet, not track meet, we were at track practice, and it was a circle of us girls, and they were all talking about sex. And I didn't participate because I couldn't relate. I wasn't having sex yet, you know. And I remember when they got to me, it was like, no, it's not what we all have in common, Kari. We wasn't. This ain't my friends. I'm talking about track. This is not my friend group. I remember the girls when they got to me. I was like, they were like, what about you? And I was like, I ain't having sex, you know. And they laughed at me so hard. I was so embarrassed. Like I was so embarrassed because I thought I was supposed to be having sex. Like everybody was having sex. You know what I'm saying? Like again, this is not my friend group. These are random girls that I ran track with. But I got teased for that. I got teased because I wasn't doing anything yet. And I honestly wish I would have had a conversation with an adult, like adult would have set me down and talked to me and explained to me about my body, my worth, my value, and the same things, conversations that I had with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And when my mother tried to talk to me about it, I was already scared because her and my foster mom had a relationship. You understand? It wasn't about going through no kids' phones. We didn't even have phones. That's why this woman talking about it's important to go through your kids' phone early. Y'all are so invasive. Like we didn't have phones back then. We had pagers. So again, what do you do when there's no phone involved? They're still gonna have these conversations. Y'all talking about going through a phone. We were at a track meet. Wasn't no goddamn phone. Like y'all invasive. Talk to your kids. Why you gotta why you gotta be invasive? A pager, a beeper. We had beepers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, nobody talked to me. You know what I'm saying? So I was sneaking out doing stuff. So when I started having sex, I lost my virginity willingly at halftime of the football game. My boyfriend, he was a football player. He was a senior in high school. And your kids' peers just have as much influence on your kids as you do. Stay out there. So what? Just because you going through their phone don't mean shit, Karen. But like I said, I lost my virginity during a halftime football game. My boyfriend was a football player. We went to his house to go pick up something. That's where I lost my virginity at.
Well, I know I'm going to hell, T. I'm gonna tell you where I got pregnant at. I was on a church retreat with the pastor's son, and I got pregnant at 15. So listen, kids are crafty. I was sheltered. I didn't go out. I wasn't in the streets. I didn't have a whole bunch of girlfriends or nothing. You know, hey, it happened.
Cause
16,
so
I was giving birth. The best thing to do is to talk to your children. And like
so
they
they
said,
didn't.
peer pressure, I would rather have my children spreading the truth. My children are the leaders, and they're going to give out the truth because the truth was given to them.
Yeah, I'd rather be honest with my
So they
kids
didn't
and have
make
the
y'all
talk.
get married.
It means a lot on today's time. You won't know nothing until it's too
Um,
late. Caring nothing about, again, whatever makes you feel better about invading your kid's space. Go ahead. You probably go through your man phone too. I'm not finna argue with nobody that's sitting there saying that you thinking going through somebody's phone is gonna make them not have sex. You're out your goddamn mind. There are so many ways that kids can
All it's gonna
communicate.
do is
There are
teach
so
them to be
many
more
apps.
sneaky.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's all it's gonna do. Yep, teach them how to be more creative and crafty with what to hide from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a conversation. You might be one of them people that your kids don't want to talk to.
What I
exactly.
Like
was gonna.
by you saying go through their phone, you one of them parents they don't feel comfortable talking to.
Well,
You
don't
one of
y'all
them
know the
parents that they
mess?
would never tell you shit because you don't even respect them enough to just talk to them. Give me your phone, let me go through it. Okay, well I'll just use Snapchat. I'll just use something that it deletes. I'll just use WhatsApp. I'll just use other stuff.
Corey, to answer your question, they did sit us down and ask us what the plan was. We did end up getting married. So yeah.
At what age?
We did not get married. I was 22 and he was 24 when we got married.
And you got pregnant at 15?
I got pregnant at the only thing when he started courting me, the only thing my mother said is, "Oh, you better not get pregnant." I didn't know nothing else. We were sitting on the couch watching TV and she came in and said, "You better not end up pregnant." And I didn't know what the hell she was talking about, where that came
Somebody
from.
said it's grown men going preying on kids on social media. Y'all better go through them phones. Going through them phones to make sure you're protecting their safety versus going through their phone to think that they're gonna stop. It's gonna stop them from having sex. It's not gonna happen. If you just check in to make sure they're safe or whatever the fact of the matter may be, again, you could still create that environment to have that conversation. You could still talk to them about the people, the weirdos, and the people that's in there. You like again going through their phones is only a band-aid on a big ass wound because you're not teaching them anything. You're just going through their phones. Have conversations, prepare them, teach them how to deal with predators. Teach them how to look out for old creepy men. Y'all think going through a phone gonna change something? It's not.
Can I?
Yeah,
Hey
please.
It
T,
Can
can
we
I
won't.
talk?
also? Can we also influence more talking, but also encouragement of using condoms? Because I think a lot of these early childhood smack situations can be resolved if they just doing it safely. Because kids nowadays have short mind spans to where, yeah, you may be in love this minute with this person, but you don't want 18 years with them. You're just enjoying this little moment. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't take consideration because we influence this type of behavior on a cultural level when it comes to us the lack of talking, because the lack of talking to these boys and girls leads to other people's influence on, oh nah, you lame if you do it this way, you this, you soft, you this. And it's like that's where a
I
lot
want to
of
make a
people getting pressured into these situations because of, like somebody said earlier, you got laughed at because you wasn't having smacks, and then
That was
you
me.
thought you supposed to have it. And that's exactly what happens to males. If a boy is sitting in a room with a bunch of other boys and
Somebody
one boy
said
says,
no
yeah, I've
toys.
got some,
So no
and
toys,
then
but
you
wait
say
a
I'm
minute.
a
Somebody
virgin,
said
everybody's
no.
gonna point at you.
Hold on. This is so funny. Shalaya. No toys but condoms. Nah, to me that's backwards. So you saying to give your child a vibrator, and you think that that's not going to not only prepare them for sex, but make them crave something more real and sturdy that pulsates inside of them? You really think that that's backwards? Okay.
And
Go
I don't
ahead. Go
think
on
that's
and
what
get
he.
your
I
want to
point.
don't
make a
think that.
point real
I
quick.
agree
Hold
with
on.
D
But
more
I
though.
don't
I
think
think
that's what he meant when he was saying that though.
I'm
He
talking.
was
I'm
basically
talking in
saying
the
that.
comments,
Yeah,
Scotty.
I know you talking to the
Okay.
comments. I'm speaking to him too. But what he was basically saying is teach them kids how to protect themselves so they
No, he's
don't come
saying
up.
condoms. He's basically saying toys are better than condoms.
Can I get
That's
my
what the
two
Shalaya
cents in?
said.
No, I'm not.
Hi.
I'm
I wanted
saying
to touch
what
on.
he said and what she
I,
responded to.
okay. Go ahead.
Hi, can
Just
I get my
protect
Hey,
yourself.
can I
can we put more importance back on? Can we? Cause like we just normalizing that shit to the point to where, hey, sex come with consequences if love ain't involved. Know what I'm saying? If you ain't trying
Yeah.
to build a long lasting connection with that motherfucker, you shouldn't be fucking them, and you should be teaching your kids. Know what I'm saying? To value themselves and understand like a little bit differently. We gonna teach prevention. We gonna teach all the shit that's gonna prevent a wreck instead of actually teaching them the shit that will make sure that they don't get into the wreck to prevent it.
So the problem
can
with
I
that, Slim, hold on, sweetie. The problem with that, Slim, is a lot of times at that age they think they do love them. They do think that they're going to be with that person, and that's why you have to teach them that the why it's important to wait and what the wait what benefit the waiting does have on them, because they do think they love that person. A lot of young girls especially think they're in love. I really like him. They think that little feeling, that butterflies in their stomach is love. And because you're telling them be with somebody you love, and really they don't even love them. It's not love. It's just it's a strong like. So I
Right.
think that explaining to them, like I said, what I did with my daughters, listen, the wait is gonna be hard, it's gonna be tough, but the wait is gonna be worth it in the end. And
That's
I
why I
always
say
tell you, know what I'm saying,
that
like
goes back
that's
to
why I
what
was putting
regardless
that
if you
extra
love
on
them or
there where
not.
I said when you start teaching that value, know what I'm saying, and you actually having real conversation with your kid, you make sure your child understands that, hey, look, a person don't love you that will put you in a situation, know what I'm saying, that will force you to like lose out on your life. You feel me? Like, cause if y'all if we teenagers, we children, we can't even we can't pay for none of the responsibilities that are gonna come from this shit. Even if nothing happens, but the outcome can bring about a baby.
Yeah,
So if we
yeah,
can't pay for none of this shit, you start teaching the children to value themselves so that they don't fuck up their life before their life even begin. And
right.
if a
Domino.
Or you
person
could
love you, they
say,
would never put you in that situation. I don't care how much a person said that they love you. If this is your boundary and this is where you stand, we got to start teaching them that type of shit. Even for a man, you
I
know what I'm saying?
believe
For the
y'all ready
boys,
can
for
I
them to
they
be
should
with the
actually
man.
start understanding. Like, look, I don't want to put myself in a situation to
Yes,
become a
7
teen
Asia.
father before I'm motherfucking established
What,
to take care
Shalea,
of a
you don't have to
child.
keep spamming my comments.
can
I
I
well,
see
hold
your
on.
comments. Stop
can I say
spamming.
some can I say
Slim,
something,
you
please?
also gotta, okay, hold on
I
just for 1 second. You
You're not
also
gonna
gotta
keep on doing
think
that.
about,
Hold on, Sadari. I dropped you, sweetie. Like I did. I really did. Um, I did. I did. Give me a second. Um, Shalea said, "Y'all rather than be with a man than learn themselves." That's what I'm saying. No dirty socks. Again, learning themselves with their hands versus buying them a toy is not the same thing. Go ahead, Kayla.
I was just saying, as someone that is now 21, my teenage years was not that far from me, and I feel like looking back on it, like hindsight is, it's the best, I guess. And I think instead of like not just encouraging like protection, but also having, saying, hey, it would be best if you wait, but if you don't, here is your options available. Also,
I agree with you.
I feel like that would be the best way to put it because I am like I waited for, until I'm married, and that is that saves a lot of stuff. I'm not saying that marriage is the end all be all for a lot of people, but in high school, in teenagers and stuff, sleeping with somebody, you open yourself up to STDs, STIs. And as a medical student, again, I tell everybody this, STDs can go dormant for 10 years.
Hmm.
And you could begin carrying something from a decision you made when you were 15.
So do you
And
A baby will
suggest
fuck up your
because so
life
do you
more as a
suggest
child.
I'm sorry, Slim, Kayla. Do you suggest your parent either taking like, giving you the option, okay, look, if this is something you must do, let's come up with your options, right?
oh, my
Would you
mama
say
didn't
a
play that.
vibrator would be an
No,
option?
no, my mama did not play that at all.
No, I'm just saying because that's what you said. I agree with you.
I
What you
feel
said.
if I was a parent, I would do things a little differently.
Would a
But
vibrator be one of those options? Is my question. Okay,
no, that's weird.
See, that's the
that's what
topic
I'm
right
that's what I'm.
there.
That's
Yeah.
weird, and it's a little bit inappropriate. I feel like there's boundaries, and that's one of them.
I
When
think
you
So
I
say
think
your
the
So
baby
mother,
can
though. I
I
think
ask y'all
we
this? Can
take the
I ask?
importance.
wait. I want to talk to Kayla really quick. Hold on, guys. Excuse me. When you say that your mother didn't play that, um, can you explain to me what that means?
basically, she made it very clear to me, and if I were to be pregnant as a teenager, it would be on me because I was taught. My mom did not give any options. She was like, you give somebody a kid a mile, they'll take, or an inch, they'll take a mile. And she was like, she told me about the precautions, the step I can take to make sure I didn't end up pregnant if I did that. But she also made it clear that you're not going to bring him over my house. I'm not paying for it. I'm not doing any of that. So that's how I was raised. And honestly, it kept me in line because I realized that, hey, if I do this, there's precautions
No, she was lying,
physically,
right?
mentally, emotionally.
Definitely was lying. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her. Go ahead,
She
Kayla.
was lying to you, but that was a good scare tactic. But she definitely was gonna help you with that baby.
And the reason
Shit,
why I
putting the
said the
fear in
reason
that.
why
We need to start that shit again though. Put the fear in them kids' heart. Like you
listen,
gonna
that
be on
does
your
not
Yeah, I
own.
agree. I'm just saying she definitely was gonna
okay.
help.
Listen, because here's the thing. When I got pregnant, you know, um, my mother said, "You're not having no babies." She stopped talking to me for a long time. She took me to the doctor. My pediatrician was like, "Okay, we can do this, this, and that," and they had this whole conversation. And then my pediatrician, she asked me, "Was I gonna terminate?" And I said no. And my mother said, "What?" I said no. And when we got home, she didn't talk to me for about 3 weeks. And when she did talk to me, the only thing came out her mouth was, "You're not having any babies." Okay. She wasn't having it. She wasn't having nothing to do with it. When we got past the point of termination and she was still angry, my aunt went to everything with me. My mama did not. When I gave birth, that lady was right there next to me. And my daughter is the love of her life for the last 37 years. So and I know it's parents out there that would absolutely draw that line, but fortunate for me, I had a village. So I still graduated from high school, from college. I still did all the milestones and did everything. But here's the thing, because I'm not perfect and because I still had nobody in my ear, when I walked across the stage at graduation, I was 8 months pregnant, baby number two. So there's a story behind me. I don't tell it, but
I hear
this
you,
is
but
why.
I hear
This
you,
is
but for my background, my grandmother did teen pregnancy. My aunt, like teen pregnancy was rampant in my family, right? On both sides. And because my grandparents already dealt with my aunts and uncles being pregnant or having babies young, and my mom had to be an aunt really young, they were like, we're not doing this with this next generation. Y'all saw us struggle. You saw the struggle. And I'm not about to find out because yes, some parents are like, "Oh, I'm not going to help you," and they'll help you. My mom is not like that. A baby is where she draws the line because I was taught. I literally saw she did that. She lived that with multiple siblings that got pregnant. Almost every one of my mama's siblings, and she's one of six, had a teen pregnancy.
Okay. Kizzy, ma'am, no, I wasn't fast. Like I said, I was the church girl. I believed in the person who I was with. I thought I was in love, all of that. I wasn't running the streets. I wasn't about that life out here or doing anything like that. So I can't admit to this. I will say this. I had children out of trauma. Okay. T made a very good statement. She said when she voluntarily gave up her virginity. So I did not voluntarily give myself to anybody, so I had children out of trauma looking for something that I did not have. You know how you can be in a room full of people and still feel alone? So there's a story behind it. I'm not going to burden T's platform with that today,
That's
but what
definitely a
I'm,
conversation we need to have because a lot of
yeah,
people don't understand how that does affect
woo,
our
yeah.
choices. Same with me, but we could have that conversation another time.
Yes, ma'am.
But that definitely, because you're then trying to find your value. And a lot of people don't realize when you go through that type of trauma, Venus, you got to you start doing, it's like it's a power. You know what I'm saying? I give it to you before you take it from me. Right. So what people don't understand, that it becomes a power move. And then that's why women, a lot of the young girls and even the young boys too, are very promiscuous and giving it things away freely. A lot of them have been traumatized, and that's why they do those things. They're giving it loosely because there's no value in it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a conversation to have. We can go deeper into another time. We definitely should, because people don't understand that, and that's when we do need to start having conversations with our young girls and young boys about the value, about the worth, about I didn't learn that until I was like in my 30s, y'all. Like I didn't
Yeah.
learn. I didn't. I was literally 30 something years old when I figured out, like, this ain't working. This don't.
And
You
them
know what I'm saying?
One
parental
thing,
boundaries need to be a whole lot more firm too, though.
one thing that,
It's nothing wrong with like changing the dynamic as far as not shutting your kids out, but we also like we starting to become way too friendly with our children and way too lenient with our children to the point to where even if you did say, "Hey, look, you had that baby," and we know we bluffing, but we say you had that baby, know what I'm saying? You gonna be on your own. Like there's nothing. The bluff ain't backed up by real actions in real time. Like they go do some dumb shit in school and you fuck around and be like you on punishment for the whole week, and 3 days in they back with their phone, they got the TV, they going outside, there's no consequences for any of their actions, and that parental boundary has been crossed and blurred to the point to where shit, of course they not taking you serious when you say certain shit. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna believe you. You said you ain't gonna do nothing. I'm gonna be on my own. Well, you told me
But
when I was on punishment, I was gonna be on punishment for a whole week.
but Slim, that's not nothing to do with being friendly. Let me tell you what that is. That's laziness. Because I think people don't get it. Like, you can have a friendship with your child, and I hate when people say that. Right? Friends have boundaries as well. There's boundaries that you set, just like you will as a parent. Laziness is what that is. I don't want them to be on punishment, because then they're gonna bother me. If they're on punishment for a whole week, I gotta talk to them. I gotta deal with them. I gotta deal with the issues. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is, and
Yeah.
people mix that up. It's not the fact that, oh yeah, I'm not going to stick to my word, because as a friend, if I tell my friend, like, what I'm saying, nah, I'm not doing this anymore, like whatever, I have to stick to that, right? You do that with friendships. You set boundaries. You cut things off. So when people say you can't be friends with your kids, when did friendships become a free for all? I build relationships with my kids. My kids, we have a relationship, and if y'all see us, we have a authentic, genuine relationship, and they have respect for me as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you create those boundaries, and you still have rules around that. Where that comes from, when you don't stick to your word, is the laziness of not wanting to deal with what comes with having to stick to your word. That's what that is.
I also think you
I
should
agree
be
with that.
friends with your child
Yes,
too,
I agree.
because parenting looks different as a kid ages, and you're not going to always be a disciplinarian in the way, like, you're not going to discipline your 10-year-old the same way you would discipline a 16-year-old, right? And honestly, in my experience with my mom, discipline don't really just stop at 18, because you're still on your parents' insurance. You're still needing something from your parents when you first get off on your own, whether that's your social, whatever. You're going to still be dependent in some way. So I think, like, yes, you should also work on building a friendship, but it needs to be a respectful one where a child knows their place and they know your place. Right?
That's what creating boundaries is. Like, what I'm
Right.
saying, that's why I say you can still have it, that relationship and that friendship, but that's where the boundaries will come in place. Like the girl down here said, when you're drinking and smoking with your kids, and partying. So that's where the boundaries come in. I have a 25-year-old and I have a 19-year-old. My daughter's old enough to go to the club. I still don't go to the club with her. You know what I'm saying?
My
Only
mom
time I
wouldn't
went to
do
the
that.
club with her is when she had
Yeah.
to perform. You know what I'm saying? My daughter don't drink in front of me, nor does she smoke in front of me. And we still have a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So again, That's not what friendship is. I think y'all think friendship is like, hey girl, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. A friendship is a relationship. It's communication. It's genuineness. It's tact. It's respect. It's understanding. It's compromise. That's a friendship. Oh well, whatever. I'm sorry, boss of bosses.
But this is what people
That's what a
saying about
friendship
that
is.
friendship. What people saying about that friendship is I'm gonna introduce my child to weed so they won't go out in the streets
That's
and
not
do
a
it. But
friendship.
why that?
That's
But hold
again
on, I understand,
friendship.
But listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna introduce them to it, and I'm gonna do it with them at the same time. That's what they saying. Like the parent and the child is bonding, and it's more of a friend relationship. Like, oh, you could do it in front of me, and then you could come home and just do it when you please because I
Okay.
introduce you to it. So we more friends now. I ain't sweating you about it. That's how they look at it. They
Okay, I
don't
get
look
it,
at
but
it
that's
as a
I
point.
don't. I
That
get what
can't
you're saying,
so
but that's not a
can I
friendship.
say this? With me having an active 15-year-old, right? I can say I'm 38. My daughter have friends that's her age. Their parents are in their late 40s, early 50s. So the parenting does look different, right? I do have a real strong bond with my daughter. I have an open door policy, but she knows where to draw the line. She can talk
Right.
to me about anything. You hear me? Anything. If she said, "Mommy, you hurt my feelings," I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna listen to her.
Right. Right. That's a
So,
friendship. Yeah. That's what a
but
friendship is.
she's not gonna come to me like, "Oh yeah, mommy, um, can I get $20 to buy some weed?" That's not some.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
doing that. I'm not doing that. And my daughter come home every day and tell me everything, everything. But see,
Mm-hmm.
that's the kind of relationship that I want. My great grandmother, my grandmother, hate that. You know what she told me? Oh, you opening up doors for disrespect because a child ain't supposed to tell you how they feel. And I said that's where my mother was fucked up at, and my mother
Yep.
fucked me up with that. So I had to break the generational curse.
And it's funny you said that, Sadari, because my girlfriends used to tell me that my daughter, my 19-year-old, they said she was gonna be fast because of the relationship we had. Right. Um, she started like my her dad's mom is a beautician. She does hair, makeup, and all that. And she started at a young age, like dipping and dabbing in like makeup and stuff. Not full face makeup, but just like like eyebrows and stuff. And I would let her do it within reason. Like if she wanted to do a little blush or something like that, I would let her do it. And again, now she's people are paying her to do their makeup, right? But what I'm saying is, I had a bond with her that people couldn't understand because of what the other people what the rules that were set on them were, right? And I would tell them like, no, like I talked to her, we have an understanding, we have a relationship. And to be honest, she's the one that all my friends love the most because she's respectful, she's polite, she's driven. She's the same girl that they thought was going to be fast and out in these streets is probably one of the most respectful of the friend groups. You know what I'm saying? The most responsible. She's been working since she was 14. You get what I'm saying? So, and she's in the field of what I allowed her to dib and dab in. Sometimes you got to invest in them. You thinking that, oh, she playing with makeup because she trying to be fast. She was learning things. She was learning how to do her own hair. She was learning how to, and when you take that from them, you strip that from them, then they get to doing shit. Cosby Show showed us a lot of shit. When Vanessa snuck that damn outfit to the school, she still snuck that shit up into that school and wore that shit anyway. Got into a fight, they ripped it open. So it's really, they gonna do some shit. You know what I'm saying? So you start to just little by little allow them that freedom to be them. You know what I'm saying? Expressive and who they are. Not too much. You know what I'm saying? But you allow them to, again, like I would invest in her any day. Any day. You get what I'm saying? And like she's a lash tech. See these lashes? She does makeup. She does hair. She's in school for cosmetology. Finna graduate in June. Then finna go back for more. So again, had I been projecting her being fast and all of that shit on her, she probably wouldn't even be where she is now. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to talk to your kids and wonder why they do what they do and have that understanding and get that have them conversations. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just saying you got to do it this way, you got to do it like that, and you know what I'm saying? It's It's not. It's not the way.
I wanted to say something, T. And mine's was I wanted to say something pertaining to what Slim said, as far as like punishments and boundaries. The way I grew up, I have two kids, and my son will be 37, and my daughter will be 34 in June, and they always used to, my son especially because he's the oldest, but he would always ask me why did I punish him one way and I didn't punish my daughter the same way he got punished. And like I tried to explain to him, I have two different, I have, y'all are both my kids, but I have two different relationships because one is a girl and one is a boy. And by being a single parent, I had to stick to my grounds of what I meant. You going to school, I didn't allow my kids to date while they was in school because I informed them that that will be there once you get your education. I need for you to get your education first, and you will see that those girls and those boys will be there once you get through getting your education. Now, my son was a little bit more hard headed than my daughter was. But I tell you one thing, this is what I did to my son one day. It was Christmas, and I had got him a PlayStation for Christmas. And I plainly told him, I said, his name is Jonathan. I said, Jonathan, if the school called me one time, once you go back to school after Christmas break, I said, you see this receipt right here? If they call me one time, that game is going back to the store. He must have thought I was playing because as soon as he went back to school, I think it might have been about 4 days. Oh, he wants to be the classroom clown. When he got home, I told him to pack it up. I put it in my trunk of my car. I went back and I got my money. He talks about that all the time because I didn't play. I didn't have room to play because I'm a single mother, so I had to do what I had to do. But I will tell you this. I'm like you, T. I can talk to my kids about anything because I always inform them that I can help you by knowing. If you keep something from me, I can't help you. You know, I can only help you if I know. If you get in trouble, I need to know so I can help you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to, you're going to still be my child regardless of what you do. You're going to still be my child. But we talk about everything. Like you say, I have a relationship with both of them, and they are respectful. My daughter has never cursed in front of me at all. My son, he cursed, but he does not curse in front of me because that's something that they saw the respect that we gave our parents. And by me, my son not having a father figure in his life, which he did need a man, but I had brothers, I had uncles. So it takes a village to raise kids sometimes and set examples so that he can know. But you have to set boundaries, and some, like you say, some parents are just doing too much with their kids, and I can't, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
I don't understand that because I told y'all, I got 6 kids. I've been a foster mother. I raise everybody's damn kids. But listen, my kids, I drink with my kids. We don't drink nothing harder than wine. My daughter just came back last weekend and brought me a bottle of wine. Yes, we will sit in my house and play spades and dominoes and drink wine, and my kids are here. I mean, the ones that are over 21, my 9-year-old ain't drinking wine, but I do drink wine with my kids. Do my kids cuss in front of me? Absolutely. They don't cuss me. But if my daughter be like, "Ma, let me tell you what this hoe did," you know what I'm saying? Or get your grandkids because I'm about to whoop their ass. My kids curse around me. I don't necessarily care. You know, my thing is I raised law-abiding, respectable children. At some point, I learned this on Instagram. Your parenting switches as your kids get older. Now I parent adult children. I am not it's some stuff they probably withheld from me because they feel like I'm not that type of friend. But my daughter tell you in a minute, my mom is my BFF. And I take pride in that. I take pride of being so close to my girls that at they big grown ages, when something go down, I'm the first one they call. I'm the first one they call. They vent to me, they cry with me, they laugh with me. But guess what? It ain't crossed no boundaries, because guess what they don't play about? When my ex-husband jumped on me, guess what wall he had to go through? All them grown kids. And he backed down. So I hate when people say, you can't be friends with your kids. The hell I can't. I love each and every one. I
Can
poured
I
the
say
best
something
of
to
me
that?
into them when I'm done. I poured
Okay,
the
y'all, I
best
got
of
it.
me into them, and they give back to me. And I don't understand that. I love my children so freaking much that not to have them would kill me. So yes, I'm friends with my kids. I love them immensely, and they're fun. Their personalities are amazing. So if I'm gonna sit across from my kid and have a glass of wine and whoop her tail in spades, that's a good time to me. So okay, hey,
So,
I
I got out the UK. I gotta put a bookmark in this because I gotta go to. I told y'all I was supposed to take a break before 7 o'clock. I have to
oh, I'm
go to get
sorry.
my toes done. So go ahead, Kayla, and then we can always revisit this. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, y'all. We having a block party, which is Slim. I don't know if Kev told you about it. I don't know. But we
Now my
basically
page
having.
still banned. This one don't do nothing. I ain't getting on it.
Oh, okay. Because we just all going live at the same time, and we gonna have different music and different live streams. Y'all can just come through the different lives, and we gonna be having we're gonna be DJing our own lives. Just give y'all a different vibe around the app. So that's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But y'all go ahead. You can go ahead and finish. I'm trying to talk my grandson into stop playing with his friends. So go ahead. Let me just see how I can do it.
Um, I was gonna just say, I think it's Venus. Whatever works for your relationship with your kids works with your relationship. But I will say, like, just how I was raised, like, I can't necessarily call my mom my friend, even though it should look like that at a certain point. But that's because I'm still very young and still dependent on my mom. And some parents don't really view, they're like, as long as you're dependent on me, you're still a child to me, right? And that's how it just depends on the dynamic. But if it works for you, having a glass of wine with your kids, it works with you. However, my family, my mom, as a 21-year-old, my mom will never drink with me. I mean, even if she did drink, and even if I did drink, she would never do that, because that's just crossing a boundary, according to.
and that's perfectly fine. You sound like a very articulate, very nice young lady. It sounds like your parents did an amazing job. So whatever gets you into your life as a healthy, happy, law-abiding individual, I'm for it. So if that's what made you the way you are, congratulations to your parents. I love
Thank
it.
you, and I wish you and your family the best. Thank you guys for having me up.
Hey T.
Wait, T, drop me down, baby. I don't know how to.
Hey T, I've been up here in the panel. I know you ready to go. I never got to say nothing, but I have a 16-year-old son. I'm a single mom. I'm 38. I parent him way different than my family. My sister even has a 16-year-old today. They cussed my sister out. It's just that type of dynamic. But when I tried to let my son start dating, I'm gonna make this fast. When I tried to let my son start dating, because he said he liked the title of a boyfriend, and he's always been an honor student. He's always, even right now, he's an honor student. He plays the band at the school, every sport. I mean, he's all that. I love my baby. I wouldn't trade him for the world. I started to let him try to date. It was a yike girl, let me say that. And I believe that God allowed him to experience negativity from the start, just so he'll know, even though we had conversations. I'm very informative. Like I said, I'm way different than I was. My mom had me at 16. My dad was 16 too. So that's the kind of dynamic that I came from. So, for me and raising my son, I'm also a hairstylist. I specialize in kids' hair. So I'm constantly talking to him. I'm a youth minister at my church. I'm just like, so I'm always in my son's ear. We have a great relationship. Well, the girl, she decides to spread rumors around the school about my son after he decided to cut it off with her. She said that he actually, that word assaulted her. And I mean, it went to the point that she had just different kids saying it. It was some people that took up for him. My baby came home one day. He was like, "Mom, I've been telling you about her. I've been telling you everything." He was like, "Mom, my mental health is not good, you know." So I actually took him to see a counselor, and did all that, even though I counsel other people, but I did all of that. And that was his ninth grade year. He just ended his 10th grade year this year. He is a 10th, 11th grader, even though he's really a 10th grader. Next year, he'll be 11th, 12th grader. So he's always been advancing ahead and stuff like that. But the girl, she did all of that. And I took him to counseling. My baby got up to tell his testimony about 3 weeks ago. He said that he thanked God that he leaned on God to get him through that, because if not, he would have if he would have handled it his way, he don't feel like the situation would have came out as good. He said, "Mom, I can walk in her presence now and she doesn't affect me." He just, we talk all the time. He said, "Me being around her doesn't bother me. The people that try to, keep it going," he said, "they don't even do that no more." But I instilled the stuff in him. And my mom and my sister, they want me to cuss him out. When they getting on your nerves, they want me to cuss him out because they cuss their kids out. But I just decide to listen. I know at times, there's times where you need to listen to give advice. There's times you just need to listen. So I just parent that way. And I actually, I feel like being a single mom of a boy, all you gotta do is continue to be who you're supposed to be as their parent. And then, yeah, maybe you further up the road, life changes, but I don't parent him like I did when he was younger. And sometimes once every month, I will look through his phone, but I'm not looking through his phone to be like, blah, blah, blah. I look through his phone to make sure he's being safe, or the people that's talking to him as being safe, because the girl, she was saying inappropriate stuff to him and he was curving what she was saying. But all it is to say, just try to sum it up real fast. It is hard work to be a parent, and it's hard work to make sure you on the road that you need to be on, and constantly be what they need, and still live your life and carry your life. So that's all I wanted to say. I do think the vibrator thing is out of this
Yeah.
world. It's beyond crazy.
See you later, T.
And yeah, I'm gonna let you go,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
thanks for letting me
Thank you.
talk.
That was a great way to end it too. I appreciate you doing what you do, breaking those curses and breaking that wall down for your son to be able to be vulnerable, open, and communicate, and not just shut down. Hearing him out, believing him, understanding him, loving him. I really appreciate you. Thank you for all the mothers, all the grandmothers that got boys, because a lot of the boys don't get heard, understood, or seen. Especially with the believe all women ideology. You know what I'm saying? And we have to remember we got boys too. We raising boys too. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that.
Yeah, be up on you on your panel when you come back on. Have a good one.
You too. I'll see y'all later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
I don't know how to drop.
I got you.
Okay.
Hold on. My dog is going crazy. Thank y'all so much for being here. This was pretty good. This was pretty good. This was a good and well needed conversation. So I will be back. Hopefully I can get back by 7 because my grandson is not letting me. He done met his friend, y'all. He be playing like a little kid, okay? Yeah, it was a good, really, really powerful topic. Back to business. We are back to business. So yeah. I'm finna try to hurry up and get these toes done and try to see if I can find somebody to give me some curls for tomorrow. So I'll talk to y'all later. Give me about an hour and a half, okay, y'all? Yeah, he growing up. He got some friends, y'all. I did talk to the school. The teacher was really embarrassed because I missed his little thing today, y'all. My grandson was crying because I didn't show up. I come to everything. I go to all the events, y'all. I don't miss nothing. And it was a miscommunication with the school, the principal and the teacher. So I'm really sad. So I said, well, can I at least come, Tuesday and bring some cupcakes or something and, whatever. But I had called the school because I got the paperwork and I was just like, how many people can come to the graduation? And she was like, oh, there isn't going to be one and da 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 da. And then he brings home this thing. It was like, Grandma, you wasn't there today. And I'm like, it wasn't nothing today. Oh, I want to cuss that B out. So, yeah. All right, y'all. No, he don't got to know that, Kari. Stop. I don't got to stop showing up for him because y'all disappointed. If there comes a time where I can't show up, we'll have that conversation. But there's no reason why. Talking about I gotta stop showing up for my grandson. No, the fuck I don't. No, I don't. Now there's a time like today, like we had our conversation. You know what I'm saying? But why should he have to be left out when everybody else got their parents there and ain't no like kids should not have to experience that stuff like naturally. That shouldn't be. We can show up for everything else. You show up for everything else. Why you can't show up for that? You know? No, that ain't nothing to normalize. Normalize showing up for your kids. Normalize showing up, not normalize conditioning them that ain't nobody gonna be there. All right, y'all.